Okay, we're live now. Sorry about that. I forgot to hit the live button when I walked away to go see what my wife wanted. Uh-huh. Welcome, welcome. 6 people in here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do this because I don't feel like being on camera right now. So what kind of fish did you get there, Boost Addict? You can join the panel if you'd like. Is everything behind on me? Tetras, yeah. I don't know that they had glow tetras when I had fish. I think they just had regular tetras then. Wow, I had 6. Now I only have 3. What the hell? I lost 3 already.
But that's odd. I have 6. That's odd.
No, it's only 3. I have more up to date. Oh, now it says 6 again. Why does it keep changing on me? Hey, Mike.
Hello.
Hello. The glow tetras there. Is that something new or they've been around a while? What?
They're new, I think. Basically, if you put a blue light in your tank, they glow.
So they're genetically engineered tetras, basically, or bred, however they're doing it.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't.
There's no injections of dye or anything like that.
What's up, Barbecue Mike?
I just did that.
Hello, gentlemen.
There's Bama in that beautiful car.
Mike did something to my name.
Yeah. You change your name constantly, so I don't even look at it half the time. I don't look at most people's names half the time. Bama, I think I'm gonna pinpoint where you live and I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna take your car for a spin. I won't steal it, I'll bring it back.
Yeah.
Just gonna take it out for a
You
spin.
you come down this way, I'll let you drive damn thing.
I wouldn't even dog it. I just want to drive it. I haven't driven a nice looking one like that in a long time.
It don't look that good, I promise you.
Well, it looks. I can almost bet it looks better than the last one I drove that I owned. Trust me, it had door panels falling off. It was, in not good shape. I mean, it ran though. It ran fine. It had no problems with run and drive. It was great. Body and interior, not so much.
Yeah, well, I'd say the inside looks. There ain't nothing missing or nothing that don't work inside. I can promise you that.
Is that a stick or an auto?
No, it's thick.
Okay. Yeah, so was my last ones. I wanted an auto, only just so my wife could drive it too. But that's the only reason I wanted an auto. But I wish I'd kept it. But the only reason I sold it is because somebody near me had gotten their Fox body they'd had for years got totaled. Somebody T-boned them and totaled it. And they were really just wanting to buy one. And they came with cash and offered it to me more than I paid for it.
Yeah.
And I felt really bad for them. And I went and saw it. And I saw their old one. And I just had to. I just sold it to them. I just, they were in need. I had plenty. And that was like their only car too,
Yeah.
And they were in need and they were decent people. And so I sold it to them and left. I didn't have a Fox body anymore. It was my last one. But I had 5 other cars that ran and were, paid for. So I didn't care.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got lucky. I looked for 8 years to find one that I would actually put some money on.
Yeah.
And my son worked with a guy at Fort Rucker.
Yeah.
He works on helicopters anyway. He called me up and said, "If you're gonna buy one, you better buy this damn thing. I know this car."
Oh,
So
yeah, it's a nice
he
coupe.
sent he sent about 6 or 7 pictures, and he told me what the price was, and I said, "You think if I told him to hold it to the Mar, would he sell it to me?" So he hung up and called me right back, and he was still at work. He called me back and said, "Yep, it's yours if you want it." So
That's nice. I have never owned a Fox body coupe. I have always owned hatchbacks. I love the coupes. I love the way they look, but I'd always owned the hatchbacks, and I really liked them because I like the hatch for how easy it is to put stuff in it and how much it holds.
oh yeah.
But I think the trunk models look better. You know, the coupes look better. But that's just
And my son's already had like 6 Fox bodies.
yeah.
He's had a couple of them. I know one of them. I forgot what year it was. It was it was a Cobra. I can't remember. I guess 93. I guess what it was. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, he's had so many of them. And when he drove up, I didn't know who it was, and I saw it. And well, my son now has a dealer's license too, so that kind of tells you what he does.
Yeah, he buys and sells.
All the damn time, even though he's working on a helicopter. But anyway, that's fine. I'm not got no problem. Anyway, so when I saw it, I told him, I said, "Well, I know you're gonna get rid of it. So when you do, I want to buy it." It's all right,
Right there.
huh?
Is that the one you have on the other side? I can't see right now.
Talking about this Honda?
No. I thought you had a SN95 over there.
No. It's a buddy of mine's Honda.
Oh, okay.
He bought like $1,000 worth of parts. He's always helped me out, so we're putting his car back together.
Oh, that's nice. What's up, Mike?
What's up, guys?
And then next time I saw my son, about 4 weeks later, he drove on something else, and I was like, "Where's the Mustang?" He said, "Well, I sold it." I was like, "Damn, boy, I'd have whooped your ass."
Yeah.
I wanted that car.
Well, he must have gotten money for it. He buys.
Oh, he got a lot of money.
What is
He
it
got a
if
lot
you
of
buy-
money for it.
If you sell more than 8 in a year or 8 in so many months, you have to have a dealer license.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have a dealer license then. I mean, he's got one now, but we're talking about before I even got this car. I got this car, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever.
Right. Well, I'm just saying that I know, like in Washington, when I was doing it, I came real close to the point of needing a dealer license to sell one more car in the year I sold it. But
Yeah.
real close. But I didn't have to because I ended up junking the last one and it went as scrap. So it wasn't sold.
Huh.
That makes a difference when you scrap them. But yeah, unless they're for personal use, you're only allowed to buy so many cars a year.
And get rid of it.
Yeah. Which is kind of
I
stupid.
don't know how many vehicles got it is on his property right now. There ain't no damn telling.
I don't know.
I don't ask him because it takes too long.
That's a big fan you got over there, I just noticed.
Oh, that's a little bitty old thing I got from what I get that? Rural King.
Rural
It
King.
will blow. Yeah.
How much was it? Do you remember?
So I got it 2 years ago. I think it was. I think I paid $40 for it. I think.
Yeah, they cost more now.
Yeah.
I just went to Rural King the other day, and those fans are way more expensive.
Yeah, they got the red and the black ones.
Yeah. What's up, MJI?
Yeah, unfortunately, everything's gone up. I had one guy asking me because he's looking to build a motor, and he's like, "Well, how much does it cost for this parts and that parts?" I'm like, "Dude, what I paid 2 years ago and what you're gonna pay now,
Yeah.
Different thing.
Well, it's like, I just installed that digital dash in my Mustang, and everybody's like, well, where'd you get that? And how much was it? And I'm like, well, I got it at such and such place, and it only cost me $1,100. But I looked at the same website, and they're $2,500 now.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how much it's gone up. I mean, that's
Oh,
crazy. It's gone up $1,300, $1,400 in 2.5, 3 years.
So
Yep.
rods and pistons, I got them. They were like $13.50, but I had gotten it on sale. So because it was like I forgot what time it was a Black Friday deal a couple years ago, and I think I paid like $12.50 for
Yeah.
Wiseco pistons and K1 rods,
Hmm.
and I came with the ring pack and all of that. And now it's like 1,800.
Yeah, now on sale, it's more expensive than it was regular price then.
And
Yeah.
back then, to build a mod motor, I mean, to really build it, have the heads, rebuilt, have new exhaust seats, because on the mod motors, especially the 4 valves, the exhaust seats are known for getting loose. So doing that, replacing a couple valves, just kind of doing everything needed on the heads, checking the block, also milling the heads, decking the block, all of that, $3,000 in labor. And then in parts, I had probably $8,000. So I got about maybe 11 in it. But
Yeah.
today that would be shit, man, 16,000,
If
maybe
you
more.
could get it that cheap, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
In some parts you ain't gonna find.
Yep.
That's
No,
true.
you're right, MJI. Everything is damn near doubled in the last 2 years, and they're only talking an 8%, 8% inflation. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It's not
Yeah.
8%.
So
It's way more than
technically,
8% across the board.
so here's something interesting. We all use inflation incorrectly.
Yeah,
We
I
look
know.
at something and we say that it costs more, so it's due to inflation. It's not actually in the definition of inflation. Inflation means increasing the money supply, and when you increase the money supply, you now have more resources chasing the same amount of goods, which then makes the prices go up. But all
Right.
this, stimulus crap and money printing that they did, and that just, I mean, shit. Everybody's like, yeah, let's do the stimulus, $1 trillion, what have you. It's just a number. Just throw it out
I
there.
said no, but they
Oh, I
weren't
said
listening
no
to
too.
me.
But it's like the other thing too is you got all these kids saying I want a living wage and they're working at McDonald's. And for years I was saying, no, you don't want that. It's an entry level job for entry level pay. You don't want someone trying to live off of, working at McDonald's. So now you go to McDonald's and it's what, $12 a person? You're like, the fuck?
More than that. Depends on
No,
where
it's
you
more
live.
than $12.
It was more. It was way more expensive because they minimum pay in McDonald's. So in Seattle, they made it a requirement for it to be like $15 an hour. But the minimum pay at most McDonald's, even in like Tacoma, was 18 an hour. That's the lowest they went because nobody would take the job for less than that, and that's been for years. That was way before COVID.
But it's cheaper to eat at the dive restaurants
Yeah,
than it is at McDonald's now.
it
I mean,
is.
I go over
And
to Cracker Barrel. I can go over to Waffle House and get out cheaper at Waffle House and have better food than going to McDonald's.
That's true.
I mean, it tastes like
Now you're
Better
making me
service.
want eggs and waffles. Why are you doing that to me, Mike?
I love my breakfast food.
I love my breakfast food.
So I got my daughter on it to where everywhere that we go, we pretty much try to eat breakfast food, and then my wife has dinner of something. So I'll ask my daughter, I'm like, so what do you want for dinner? And then she'll say, IHOP. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
That's my kid.
I would love to go to Elmer's, but Elmer's is only in Washington, and I think only in the Tacoma area. I'm not sure. Or Black Bear Diner, which we don't have any of around here, which they do have some out towards this way, but just not here. Those were like my favorite breakfast places back then. Or Carr's Restaurant in Lakewood, which was a mom and pop joint that was awesome and had one of the best chicken fried steaks and the largest chicken fried steaks I've ever had. With loaded and smothered hash browns that were to die for.
I love good chicken fried steak,
Oh,
especially if it's like the super thick, gravy and it's just
yep.
smothered. It's kind of like the
And
steak is to help mix in the gravy. It's all about the gravy, and then there's a little bit of steak.
so what I really loved was the chicken fried steak there when you first got it, even slathered and covered in that gravy, still had that crispiness to it and a flavor and it was so tender, and it was just so good. And it was so big though, it always became, and I didn't mind paying for it because it was literally 2 meals. I would always cut the whole thing in half, the steak and the hash browns, and just know that I wouldn't be able to eat more than half of it because it was so much food. I'd eat the eggs; those would be gone, of course. I'd have to make more at home with the leftovers because I'd only get the 2 eggs. But oh, it was always so much food, but it was perfect because I knew I'd have like dinner that night or breakfast the next day.
Yeah, MJI, the hard part about all this is if you stay at the same company, they rarely give you any sort of increases at all. At least in corporate America, corporate type jobs, you bounce every 2 to 3 years from one company to the next, and that's the only way to get ahead. Because whatever company you're with, they just won't. They'll never give you what you're worth.
I've stayed out of corporate America, and I've worked for small companies for over 20 years now. Small, small companies that were singular owned. My last company was decidedly a lot bigger than the one I work for now, and I made huge strides there. But then I took a huge pay cut to move to Alabama.
The interesting thing is, I've worked for smaller companies and larger ones. The larger ones give you more vacation.
Yeah, well,
more
I will say that my last
benefits.
company gave me a lot of vacation, even though it was a small company. We had like 50 employees worldwide.
Okay.
And, we were fairly small, but I got 6 weeks of vacation. Here I get 2. Here I get 2.
You get more than one.
But sometimes I have to say, sometimes
I was there for 15 years almost. So
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. I think my wife, she's been at her job. I think she gets 6 weeks of vacation at her job, and she gets 4 weeks of vacation, and then she gets 2 weeks of PTO. I think is what she gets.
well, for me, vacation is PTO. It's the same thing for us.
Yeah, I get 4 weeks vacation, week of holiday stuff, just because I'm in financial, so a lot of places close for the different holidays, and then I get a couple weeks of sick days. Which, to be honest, I'm happy I have the 6 days because I have so many doctor visits that it makes it so you don't have to burn your vacation days, which would kind of suck.
Yeah, it's true. We get 1 week of sick. We get a week of sick time. We get and 2 weeks of vacation. But our weeks of vacation, you get like 1 week from January to the end of June, and then you get your second week at the beginning of July.
Man.
Yeah,
That's nice.
which is
The end of June from like the 29th of June until ish the like first Monday after the 4th of July, we're off
yeah.
paid, and that's it.
Congratulations, Downhill. That's
Good on you, Downhill.
heck of an accomplishment. That's very difficult for people to do.
It's like quitting heroin, man.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah, I quit. You guys are gonna laugh at me for this, but I'm extremely cheap, and I kind of let that stuff run my life. But when cigarettes were approaching $2 a pack, I said, once it hits $2 a pack, I will quit and never touch one again. And then it hit $2 a pack, and I did it.
Well, good for you, because I said that when it hit $1 a pack, I was going to quit. That didn't happen. But every
Oh,
time it
shit.
got to a different dollar, I said I was going to quit. And I didn't quit until like 9 years ago, which they were gold
I'm still
$2
fucking.
a
I'm
pop.
smoking again. So
What did you like better for it, Blue? Did you like vaping or did you like smoking? What's kind of your preference?
I hated
honestly,
it.
if smoking wasn't bad for you, I wouldn't quit.
Same here.
Yeah.
If it wasn't bad for you, I'd still be doing it.
I mean, we
Yep.
all got our vices.
And that's
Like
the only
gambling.
reason that we're trying to quit it all the time is because it's bad for you.
Yep.
We like to smoke. I mean, fuck, the wife will even tell you we like to smoke.
I
It's just,
enjoyed it.
it's bad for us.
I really enjoyed it. I will not lie. That's one of the hardest things.
Yep.
To this day, 9 years later, every now and then I still want one. But
Yep.
I don't buy them. I don't ask for one. I don't do it because I know just one cigarette and I will be smoking again full time.
And that's where I always have the problem. When I quit, I'll go a month or two with no cigarette, and then I'm like, fuck, something will piss me off, and I'm like, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. Maybe I'll calm down, and then an hour later, I'm buying a pack.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's over. So, but we're gonna try again right before we move because we're hoping to move and not smoke in the new house.
Well, I never smoked in my houses. I didn't do it. I smoked in a girlfriend's house because she smoked in it, but I've never smoked in my own places because I don't like the smell of it or lingering around, and I didn't like it getting on my kids' stuff when they lived with me. Little did I know at that time they were probably smoking already, and
Right.
supposedly my daughter's quit now. And I'm hoping that's true and stays true, but I can't get my sons to stop. And they don't just smoke cigarettes, so I don't care. I'd like them to stop smoking. If they want marijuana, there's many other ways to do it. You don't have to smoke it. That stuff kills your lungs.
Yeah, and talking about the job stuff a little bit ago, sometimes high pay is good, but sometimes taking a lower paying job to be happier is even better.
That's why I took a lower paying job, because I wanted to get the fuck out of Washington State.
And
Yeah.
and I think that that's true for it, Blue. I think that it also ties into where you are in life. If you are in a building phase, that you're building your career, you're trying to move up, then it is more so about the money. But as you get towards the tail end of your career, you're looking more to coast. And once you get into that coasting phase, which I'm getting into right now, or kind of entering, then the money doesn't mean as much. It's more about, does it make me happy? So it's kind of, I think part of it is where you're at in life as far as your career wise.
Well, yeah, I get that. Uh, we've tried to live below our means enough to where we could more pay attention to trying to be happy and still survive because we a long time ago decided that money wasn't the most important thing as long as our bills were paid and we have a so for the longest time the wife and I were like, all of our bills are paid and we have $20 in our pocket and we have the whole weekend to do nothing if we choose to. We're fucking happy as hell. So I mean, it just didn't really matter. I mean, we weren't real big on caring about money. We had a roof over our head. We had food in the kitchen, whether it be hamburger helper or fucking top ramen. But we had a television we could watch movies on, and we could hop in our car with a full tank of gas, and we had $20 in our pocket. We're fucking good.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, because being happy is more important than anything else. That and your health. But I know for me, I'm at the age that once you're in your late 40s, early 50s, you're starting to think of, you're looking around and you're like, I want to get out of the rat race, and where's my exit? And Pinks, you're similar age as me. You might have me by a couple years, but I think you might understand what I'm talking about.
How old are you?
47.
Yeah, I'm only like 5 years older than you.
But you know what I'm talking about. If you can get
I
out of the
do.
rat race today, you'd be like, "Fucking, I'm done."
If I could quit my job, if I had money to be able to quit my job, but I don't, I would
None of us have that
and
kind
it's
of
not
money.
that I don't like my job. I do. I actually really like my job. It's not a bad job. Um, it can be fun at times, but this last week has been kind of hell for me because I've been staring at a computer for solid 8 to 10 hours a day without a break because I will do that. I'll
What
skip lunch and just work, get the drawings done, and it wears you out. So I'm happy for the weekend to be here.
So you're what, an electrical engineer or
No, I'm a designer right now. I do electrical. I'm not an engineer. I never got the degree. I should have. I'd be making twice the money I am, even at the same company. um, but I'm just a designer, so I sit and do CAD drawings. I have to know all kinds of stuff. I have to know NEC code. I have to know UL code. In fact, I'll be taking my test to get ICP UL certified for UL 508A this coming week, so we can get UL stickers to go on our cabinets. Because one of the company we're building for right now requires UL, which is just stupid because UL is nothing. It's after taking these classes and learning all this stuff, I'm like, UL certification's bullshit. It really is. For control cabinets, not for actual products, but for the cabinet builds and stuff, it's ridiculous. It really is because everything is more than you. If you follow NEC, you are more than UL certified. Way more.
Yeah, I got a buddy that works at UL.
Oh, good for him. They probably make lots of money. What's his name, just in case?
Not on here.
I mean, is he a
It's
trainer?
always about the money.
I mean, if he's a trainer, he may have been the guy doing our class, which didn't teach me anything more than I could have learned by just reading the book.
No, he's part of their cyber team, cyber security team.
I kind of figured he'd be on their IT end. But it was ridiculous. The class is ridiculous, but you have to take it. And it was 2 4-hour classes, which wasn't bad. It was like 12 to 4, Tuesday and Wednesday. And I didn't mind it. It was just kind of mind numbing. Was pretty easy to do. The test is open book. I shouldn't have a problem with it. It's 4 parts. There's no time limit anymore. They took away the time limit from it. And you can have all this open book stuff, and as long as we hit the wrong button, as long as you if it was told, if you were told about it in class, like a link or anything in class, you can use that. So should be an easy test, and you can take like each of the 4 sections you can take one at a time and then take a break. You don't have to do it right away, which is nice because I hate testing all day. But I don't even know how long the tests are, how many questions are in each section or anything. It should be a breeze. I have my copy of the 508A standard, and I have tabbed everything that I would need to know in it. I put those sticky tabs on it, so I know where all the tables I need are, all the major information. I know where all of it is, and I can get right to it.
Very cool.
But I've worked UL stuff before, but I just never had to be certified for it.
That's cool stuff.
But I'm an engineer, so I wish I was because I'd make a lot more money. What's up, Mark?
Something 91.
So downhill, you said that you've always thought about that and that you're 42. I think that all of us that are in our 40s or older should be thinking about, where's my exit when it comes to, because this rat race stuff just sucks, man. Chews you up and spits you out.
Yeah.
I just turned 45 on Tuesday, and I'm I've already pretty much planned I'll work until I die, but I'd like to get it set up good enough that the wife can retire when she's ready to.
Do you have any kind of savings or IRA or 401k or anything like that, Blue?
Not at all.
Okay.
None of it.
Now is the time, and it's late. Now is the time to start.
Hell, I'm
Yeah,
58 and I'm tired of it.
I waited till too late to start mine too. I'm not good at this, and I was bad about it. And I should have way more than I do.
No, I don't have nothing.
I'm going to be working up until I can no longer work, probably. Luckily, my desk job now that helps, but I do have to actually do shop work sometimes and go out to the job sites and do stuff, and that hurts me, and it's really hard on me. So
I just want to make it to where all I care is I'll make it to where she is good to retire when she's ready, and then I'll keep trucking along.
well, that's why my wife is mostly retired now. She tried to get a
Yep.
job, but they worked her too hard in the first 3 days, and it was supposed to be a part-time job.
Damn.
And I don't consider a 9-hour days part-time. I really don't.
No.
No, I consider 4-hour days part-time, 4 to 5, maybe 6 at the most. But if they work over 6 hours, they have to take an hour lunch at that place. It's just stupid. So it makes it a 7-hour day.
Yeah.
You said hi to me, 91. You didn't have to say it again, but thanks.
You know,
On the panel.
if Pink wants to come up, I'll drop down.
You don't.
Yeah, I can drop down.
I can have 10 people on here.
Oh, I forgot.
No, look at the top corner. Does it say StreamYard?
No, I guess not.
That's a clue right there.
All right, bully.
So MJ, I definitely feel your wife's pain. So when I look at my schedule, every half hour is single, double, or triple booked with meetings, and my whole day is freaking meetings. To where I can look out of my schedule a couple weeks out, and most half-hour blocks are already filled. So I can appreciate that. It sucks.
That's nice.
Wait.
Were you doing all that in Outlook?
Yeah. And you look at your calendar and trying to figure out what meetings do I need to be on that's important, which ones are fillers, which ones are crap. Sometimes I'll get on a meeting and I'll have multiple meetings that are booked, and I'll get on one for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then I'll just basically say I'm going to drop for another meeting because I'm like, whatever you guys are doing, you don't need me, so I'm out of it. I'll jump on a different meeting. But yeah, my day's pretty much meetings, and then at nighttime, then I can get my actual work done. So,
yeah, I couldn't do that sitting in front of a computer or talking to people for fucking 8 hours a day. I can't stand people, man. And I don't like computers enough. I'd rather be so. And I know this might seem weird, but when my boss has me doing window regulators and fucking door mirrors and, for these special customers that he takes care of, I fucking get pissy. I get an attitude. I don't want to do brakes. I don't want to do fucking door mirrors and steering column blinker switches. I don't want to do that shit. Put me on an engine, transmission, control arms, rack and pinion. Put me on that shit and leave me the fuck alone. That's where I am happiest. I'm happy with the heavy line. Leave me the fuck alone with the other little shit. Get one of these other peons to do that shit.
You're the classic, and I'm not going to say mechanic because I know you don't like that word, but the classic guy that is an extremely good, I'll use the term mechanic even though you don't like the term. I'm just using it as a filler word. But the old mechanic that is in the back of the shop that could do pretty much anything, but don't ask him to talk to a customer and just leave him alone and just let him do his own thing.
Yep, that's exactly me. Don't fuck with me. Let me work. I'll work all day long without even stopping for a fucking break. Just leave me alone.
I used to be the same way, Blue.
Yep.
I loved working, and it was great when people left me alone. I had my headphones in. I'd listen to music, get my work done. I'd be leaning, but my problem was I leaned over stuff all day. My back has paid the price. I
Well,
can't do it anymore. I just can't.
right. That's why I refuse to do head gaskets. I'll
Well,
change an engine, but I won't do head gaskets.
I was building control panels. That's how you build them. You know,
Right.
just the way it's done, and I did it for years,
Yep.
over a decade, well over. And with all the other issues I've had with my back and the army and all that, it's just taken its toll. And I'm pissed off that I can't do the things. It really pisses me off. It makes me angry a lot more than it used to. Than I used to be. I'm angry a lot because I can't do the things I used to do.
I get it.
So, Pinks, do you have any connected disabilities from the military?
I do not.
Do you
I
have
was
any,
I was apparently in fine health when I left the military, according to my records.
Did you ever go in? Your back hurt? Any paperwork trail?
I
anything
did,
else?
but when I got out of the military, I went and got a copy of all my records, and everything to do with my back had disappeared out of my folder.
Oh shit, that
I-
sucks.
This is the
Oh yeah.
early to mid 90s. They did not pay out as much as possible. They hid everything. It wasn't until it got to be popular, and before this, because I was pre-social media. Everybody get like my old coworker at my last job. He got 80% because he had sleep apnea. He didn't get it in the army. He had it before, but because he was in the army and went to combat, he gets paid 80%.
That's good money. That's like around $1,500 a month.
Not quite. He was an E4.
Well, no, it's not based on that. It's based on your connected disabilities. Yeah, are you married? How many kids that you have? And then it's
At the time, he didn't have as many kids and everything. I will say that he got he was getting around 2,000 tax-free every month. Plus working a job that paid almost as much as mine, because when he got hired in, they paid him almost as much as me, which pissed me off because I'd been there for years and it started at like 18 an hour.
Yeah, I know that my brother-in-law, he's 100% medically disabled.
Right.
He has strokes and stuff, and he had some issues when he was in the military. And with him, I think all of his is tax free, so he pretty much doesn't have to do anything anymore. But he's got to deal with strokes and all that.
Right. Hey, Blue Static, are you still alive in here?
Yeah, I'm alive.
Okay. Did you get a chance to work on your car this weekend? No? You bought fish. That's why. Okay.
A little
So-
bit, but the boss has been out of town a bit, so I don't have keys to the shop.
Oh, that's kind of messed up. You should really get keys. Your car's there. I mean, seriously, it's not like you're going to steal anything. It's your car. I mean, I would trust you if it were my shop. I'd let you just come and go.
That's what I told him.
Yeah. If your car was in there and you were going to be working on it, you'd have had a key. I'm sorry. I mean,
I agree with that.
especially if you were my boss, if I were your boss, I'd be like, yeah, I better trust him. He works for me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is, though. I just want your car up and running. That's all. I need you to get it broken in so you can toast me at Ford Takeover.
And get beat.
And what?
Hey, I can't drive mine because I have no time to practice.
Yeah, but your 900 horse against his 400 horse is going to stomp the shit out of him.
You know what happens when 900 horse starts spinning and 400 horse hooks up?
Yeah, you pass them sliding sideways.
I chicken footed at that point because it starts going into the wall. I've had to chicken on a bad track.
It was making more than 400 when it blew.
I was talking shit.
Talking shit.
So, Pinch, you set up your suspension so it spins straight.
I'm
That's
trying.
the key.
I'm working on that. Okay.
So I have all right, you guys keep talking about savings and IRAs and shit. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Victor said Office Space going to show her my O face, and I was like, oh, the O face.
So what about all these banks closing and fucking crashing or whatever? You guys ain't.
It's only gonna get worse.
And yeah, I think it. I'm worried it's fixing to get way worse. And then I just seen on YouTube and somewhere else, they're talking about banks are starting to deny people who are right wingers.
I haven't
You
seen
realize-
that, but I will say it's much tougher to get a loan. So I
Yeah.
just got my my mortgage completed, and that was and I've owned multiple houses, and I've refied, and I've never had a check that deep. They were going back 15 years.
Really?
Which normally they
So I got
never
a question. What kind of interest rate did you get?
6.
Oh crap, that's so high.
Yeah, I mean, it
So-
is.
I understand because I've got 6, I think, on the car. Where the one car we have financed that we can't drive because it's in the shop.
It's
So-
the
Age.
taxes are so much cheaper that where I'm moving to compared to my
Yeah.
old house. At the end of the day, it's costing me $1,000 more a month, which I'm going from houses are about the same size, but I'd be going from a house on a 1/4 acre lot to a house on a 5 acre lot.
Oh
And
god, I
have
wish
my
I had
shop.
those.
So it's
It's not bad. No.
No.
I went from about the same payment to or from a I think I was paying $1,500 a month at my last place, and I dropped to the 800s at this place, but then that big part of that is my taxes here are 143 a year, whereas my taxes there were like 4,000 for a
Yeah.
much for a
So
smaller
Ford-
house with no acreage.
So Ford Blue, let me sum up what's going on because I spend a lot of time researching this and a lot of time trying to stay on top of it. And I'm in the financial sector, and I wanted to make sure that the company that I'm at's fine. But so what essentially happened is there's been 4 banks that have failed so far. And essentially, what that they purchased were riskier assets, and one of those assets, which was U.S. Treasuries, because since interest rates were going low, if you have a Treasury on your books, it is always looked at as its actual value. Okay, it's never looked at as a loss until you need to sell it. So you had these different banks that loaded up on Treasuries, and then when you had people start to withdraw their money faster than they had money to give them, essentially all the money was either loaned out or in treasuries. They needed to sell the treasuries at a loss because since interest rates have gone up, the value of the treasuries have actually dropped. So by doing that, by being forced to sell, that's what got the banks in trouble. Now, the reason why that this happened is that the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates so quickly that it ended up screwing over the banks. Now, the problem is most businesses have credit that they use, and it's all short term. And it could be 12 months, it could be 24 months, what have you. But since they've raised these interest rates up so fast and so hard, it's going to hurt quite a bit of companies. You also have commercial banking, which is in a really bad spot because when COVID happened, everybody started to do remote. People weren't going into the offices, so on and so forth. Well, now you have these office buildings that are still, some of them are vacant, and companies have reduced the amount of floor space that they need. So because of that, there's going to be a huge crisis with commercial property. And this isn't just in the U.S. Around the globe, there's a lot of issues, a lot of high inflation that they're trying to counteract. But everybody that I follow, they're saying that this is going to be extremely bad and about as bad as what the Great Depression was. Even Warren Buffett, that came out about a week ago, that had a letter to his shareholders, him and Charlie Munger both stated that there is going to be a lot of pain and that the shareholders of Berkshire Hathaway better get used to having small profits. It's
So
get ugly.
Something they're not used
so
to at all.
so if banks are having trouble, and I've been talking to the wife about opening a savings account. My question is later, Mike. Oh wait,
I'm
who's
still
Mike?
here.
Boostadick?
Yeah.
Is Mike Boostadick? Okay, all right. Later, Boostadick. So here's my question: if we decide that we're going to go ahead and open a savings account, is my money safe if these banks close?
Yes. So
How?
this well, let me explain. So the smaller banks and the medium-sized banks are having the problem, not the larger banks. So what people are doing is they're taking money out of the smaller banks and putting them in the larger banks. So if you're at Wells Fargo, Bank of America, PNC, the larger banks, you're fine. Put it in
What
a large
about
bank. The second
So
thing
how do
is,
I know if it's a big bank? Because see, we're at Bank of the West, and they're owned by a really big bank.
I've heard of Bank of the West. Just Google top 10 U.S. banks, and it'll
And
say,
I think the wife did, and they are in the top of the list.
then you should be fine. But the other thing too is the FDIC protects all of the deposits for 250,000, which will help if a bank or multiple smaller banks go under. The problem where it comes in is if you have a large amount of banks having problems at the same time, there's not enough funds in the FDIC fund to pay for it. So instead of the government allowing a panic to happen on the financial system, what they would do is they would just create more treasuries. Basically, they're printing money and they
Yeah,
would funnel that money into saving the banks. But by doing so, screws everybody because then your inflation is going to go up even more. So they're
yeah,
guaranteeing that people aren't going to lose money. It's just your money ain't going to be able to buy shit.
yeah. You ain't gonna be able to
So,
buy no crackers.
so basically, what you're saying is it's not worth putting the money in the bank to save it at all.
I would put money in a money market account right now. They are now paying 5%, and those are guaranteed for 250K. If you
Yeah,
go
but
to
I don't have a chunk of money to do that unless I'm going to put $150 a week in it.
that's fine.
But a money market account is, you said that I mean, how does that work? I mean, I can just go deposit $150 a week in it.
Yep. A lot of the good ones are online. So if you go to Nerd Wallet, you can pull up and you can just see what are the top money market accounts. So you could do money market account and type in Nerd Wallet and write in Google, and it will give you, here we go, 4 best money market accounts. And they got an article on it. So, like Discover has one, Sally Mae Bank, Sally Mae does student loans. You have Ally, you have, never heard of Bank before, but some of these will have a physical presence, but a lot of these are just online. And then you just go to the website, you open it up, and you start moving money over, and that's how it works. So, Victor, you're absolutely right, and I wouldn't be surprised to see gold and silver go up fivefold within the next couple years if things are as bad as I think that they're going to be. So,
Well, it's gonna be bad enough. It's gonna take 10 years or more to get out of it.
well, the problem is that not only do we have that they raise the interest rates and they're putting us into severe recession, the problem is that the national debt is at the point that the interest is chewing up more and more of the tax revenue that comes in. So the only way to balance the budget right now is they have to cut the federal government by 35%. Now, which Democrat or Republican is
Yeah.
going to say, yes, let's cut it by 35% across the board? Not a single one of them.
No,
None
but
of them.
I think it's 45%.
I heard 35 a couple weeks ago. But it also depends. I mean, it depends on how the economy is doing. If the economy is in the tank, then then they might have to cut it more because there's less tax revenue coming in. But um, it's kind of scary, or they're going to have to jack up everybody's taxes. The politicians have talked about, you're kicking a can down the road and it's going to be the next generation that has to pay for it. Well, that
Yeah.
chicken's starting to come home to roost.
Yeah.
So now we're going to.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't have been. I think we wouldn't be in so much trouble if Biden wouldn't have sent what $138 trillion to his buddies over in Ukraine so it could funnel back to his pockets.
Yeah, I think it was around 150 billion that he sent.
I thought it was $1 trillion.
No, it was $1 billion.
That 150 billion that he sent over there would have put a big debt in our deficit, wouldn't it? It would have put a big dent in it.
Small chink in it. It's
Yeah.
so like our national debt, I think is 30 trillion now.
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up and see but it's just massive. But you look at everything that the government has done with all these
Nobody can
different
hear me.
stimulus plans. Remember the plan that the infrastructure plan, and it was like over $1 trillion, and they were going to fix the roads and the bridges. And
Oh God, yes. No,
Dude.
Yeah, they ain't fixing shit.
they didn't fix shit.
if you ask Biden about our interest rates or inflation or any of that, he says it's fine. It's not
It's
that
fine.
bad.
Yeah.
But I just don't, and I don't care who it is in office. All politicians are little assholes.
They're all crooked.
They are all out to make money for themselves. They aren't politicians like back, 100 years ago who were actually trying to make this country better.
They're just trying to line their pockets with gold and
I'm
silver.
sure back then they were too. Yes, I agree. They probably were too, but not as bad as it is now. Because now
Right.
they do it at the expense of the American people.
The thing I don't understand, you're in politics and say for the hell of it, you're worth $1 million. How much damn money do you need?
How much
I don't
boost do you need?
Especially when you're 80-some years old.
What did you
Yeah.
just say, Mike?
I said, how much boost do you need?
All
Yeah.
of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Exactly. That's how it is.
That's how they feel. They feel the same way about money. I would love to have that kind of money too. Like I said yesterday, or earlier today, I'd love to have Dubai money. If I had Dubai money, I wouldn't.
I don't really
I
care
wouldn't
about
have
it.
to work. But that's Dubai money. That's like owning $1 trillion myself.
Long as I can do what I want to when I can, that's all I care about.
But I can't always do what I want to when I want because I can't afford it all the time.
So
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about them people up there in DC and shit. I mean, like the damn Pelosi's. My God, how much money does that woman get your ass at home?
Well, you know what? I don't think.
What is she, 70-something years old?
I think it needs to be a rule that if you're in Congress or in the upper of the echelons of politics, you shouldn't be able to invest at all.
Right. And your family shouldn't be allowed to either.
But her husband does, and he makes a lot of money.
That's what we said. The family shouldn't be able to either because they got insider trading information.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, but you look at Charlie Rangel, who got caught with bricks of money in his freezer, and he was a slumlord, landlord in Harlem. I mean, they're all crooked, but the thing is, if you go way back, it used to be a privilege to be part of Congress. You would leave your business, you would leave your family, you would do a certain amount of time, and you would come back home to your business. And that
Yeah.
was a sacrifice to do that. Now this is something that you want to do because it lines your pocket and sets your
Yep.
family up for generations.
Yep.
Yep.
Not supposed to be a money-making endeavor.
I like the idea that people have talked about term limits too, and I don't understand. Maybe I'm stupid, but has it always been no term limits?
Yes,
No.
but
Well, I'm sorry, I was backwards. There didn't used to be term limits on the presidency either.
Yeah.
correct. They added the term limits in on a president because they didn't want to have a king.
Right.
Okay. So how do we get rid of term limits on the rest of the fuckheads?
They have to vote on it. They ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, for
They
some
have to
reason,
vote
they
on
get
it.
to vote on it.
They have to vote if they get term limits?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
all
fuck. We're screwed then.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of people who are going for it and want it. Now, I don't think there just need to be term limits like for presidents. You know, you have to be 35 to become a president. I think there needs to be an age limit where you can't become a president.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn right.
That's fair.
I
Either
think
that
say
or
72 at the latest.
either that or you have to do you have to be able to pass an exam. I mean, actually
Yeah.
pass an exam.
Yeah.
Cognitive ability is not there. Sorry, man. Reagan shouldn't have done his second term, even though I love Ronnie. I thought he was awesome.
I did too, but
But-
he should not have done a second term.
But Nancy
right.
was running the country.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah. And okay, so what about being able to pass the cognitive test but not being able to speak?
Well, the thing is that if you had a cognitive test, the politicians would just pay someone off and get around it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
There's always,
Right.
Well, yeah, because they was talking about Biden taking one. He won't take one, but Trump took it, and they wouldn't say what he had on it. Hell, he passed it.
I guarantee Trump passed it better than fucking Biden would.
But
Well, that's why Biden's ain't out.
So I'm going to speak now. Okay, listen.
Sorry.
So what we have to do is and
Fucking Biden Jr. Oh, that was such a good impression.
I have been drinking.
you think of the laptop. Do you honestly think that that's ever going to go anywhere? Look at Hillary's screen that she had in the
Yeah.
bathroom. She was able to wipe them all and then hand them to the FBI, and the FBI is like, okay, well, you wiped them. That's kind of it, but that's okay, dude.
And burn the phones too.
Yeah,
And
now, what business? Think of Enron. If Enron would have been able to blank everything out like that and then just say to the government, you know what? Hey, sorry, records are gone.
Yep.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yep.
Look somewhere else. Right.
Just don't say that last name again, because you might be the next one knocked off.
Oh yeah.
oh, the one where you might get suicided.
Yeah, you might have a natural death. Your head fell off.
Right. Ooh, fuck. Hang on. I want to make a point to say that off the subject, 91 says, I got you all beat. My next mod is going to triple my horsepower. That makes me think he's going to spray nitrous.
Yeah,
No, he's just going to be triple the horsepower just by building an engine.
Oh, he's just going to put a V8 in it and taking the 4-cylinder out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. All
That's why
right.
Mod was in parentheses. He quoted Mod.
Okay.
Well, I thought he was somebody that would just actually crank up and run. That's triple the horsepower, right?
That was like 20 minutes ago. He said that.
Oh, well, we just kind of passed over it. And
V8 swap, like he said.
I just wanted to make sure that he didn't think we were totally ignoring him. Just
Well,
a
he's
little
home
bit.
now. He can jump up there.
I told him, yeah, if he's home, he could always come on the panel.
So, yeah, no, the wife and I have been talking about doing a savings account and just putting anything we can in. But she is like paranoid about the banks closing or trashing and us losing all of our money. And she says, what happens if we get 10 grand saved up and the bank closes down and our money's gone? And I said, well, then we'll just be in the same boat we're in now, is we'll just have no money. And she's like, well, basically she's worried about it a lot more than I am. And that's why I was asking.
Understood.
Yeah, I figure, now I don't have any money, and if I deposit $150 a week in the paycheck and in the savings account, and then and it just disappears. I mean, it's kind of like if I just blow $150 on fucking car parts or on eBay that doesn't show up or something or another. I mean, it's kind of not any different. I mean, what's any different than me buying, $20 a day in cigarettes and smoking them up? I mean, that's $20 a day that's just gone, right?
Yeah. Or you could just send me $150 a week and I'll save it for you.
Yeah.
Can't go tonight because wife's asleep on the couch. Well, then go in your room.
Go back to the garage, homie.
Go back to the garage. Shit. I'm just messing with you, 91. You're fine in chat.
FDIC insurance will cover you, the two of you, to $500K.
Because
comb that long hair, Mark, and get back on the panel.
So just as a number, so if her and I saved up 150 grand and the bank closed, then I would get my 150 grand back after what? After they decided that I could have it back, or?
So the Federal Reserve takes over that bank. It would probably happen on a Friday late afternoon after closing, and then come Monday, you could take your money out.
Yep.
Oh.
Pretty quick.
Hey, how long are you going to be on for, Pinks?
Until I get too tired to stay on.
Hey, Bully.
Okay. Hey, what's up? I got family's going to be leaving here in a little bit. Well, some family's going to be going to sleep. Some family's going to be leaving. So I'll be in here for a couple minutes now and then try to hop back in after they leave shortly.
But like I said, it's almost midnight. Tell them to leave.
No shit.
She
I
didn't
want
get
to
here.
hang out with my fucking friends.
She didn't even get here till like 9:30. So
Can they hang out with your wife and you hang out with us?
well,
Yeah, Blue misses you, so Brian. Come on.
Blue don't miss me.
Fuck
He misses that
him.
LS. He don't miss me. He misses that LS that's sitting in the closet.
He claims he has family over, but what's really going on? He's been at
See,
the
I can
local
prove it.
glory hole.
Here's one thing that you will never see in my driveway. Okay, you ready? Here.
It's a Chevy, isn't it?
No, it's a Tesla.
Oh God.
The death trap.
And you let him park it
crank
in the
up.
driveway?
Hey, crank it up, rev it up. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Why didn't you make him park it in the street?
Crank it up and rev it up. That's
Well,
awesome.
cars are kind of mismatched right now because of people over. That's why.
So which Tesla is it?
It's the Model Y, I believe. It's not the performance one though, but it's a long range one. He can go like 350 miles on it.
Does Model Y even have a performance one?
They do.
They have the supercharged version, yeah, with 2 motors or some shit.
It's triple motor, but
Okay. Well, you're smarter than me.
Well, I've worked.
He's at the glory hole. I mean, there's a
I've
wall
actually
for a
worked-
quick replay.
I've worked at the Tesla plant, putting in some stuff.
Dude, he took me for a ride, and we went for a pretty lengthy ride. That thing's got some cool, funky technology in it. I'll say that.
I'm gonna have to say this about Tesla. I don't hate electric cars. I actually like them. I think they're cool. I think they're neat, and I think the fast ones and the performance ones are really fun. But I don't ever want anybody to try and force me into one. That's
Yeah.
all.
Fair. Absolutely 100% agree, Pinks. I am all for them, but you ain't making me do shit.
I
So,
think they're
Victor-
cool. I think some of them, and if that Roadster 2 ever comes out, that's going to be a badass car. Nothing will
Dude.
be faster than it unless somebody else comes out with an electric that's faster than it. I mean, that you just can't beat the torque that you get out of electric motors. They're amazingly, just torquey as hell. Instant horsepower, instant torque. It's really nice. And all-wheel drive.
What's cool? He said that there's a lot of Tesla owners that can go 100,000 miles without even having to change their brakes. Why? Because when you take your foot off the brake, it automatically slows the car down.
Yeah,
Regenerative.
got a motor brake.
Yeah, it degenerates. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or decelerates.
it decelerates.
Yeah.
And they're super quick, and if you can get them like unlocked, they can be even faster. But like for drag racing, they actually have been talking that in NHRA rules, electric cars aren't allowed to compete with gas or fueled cars.
Yeah, they shouldn't be able to.
It's not a competition. It's not.
If you want to do electric against electric, that's fine.
Electric against electric.
Yeah.
You don't race electric and gas because you're mostly going to lose.
They say that the real fast electric ones from a dead stop that you can lay on it and it'll accelerate so hard it'll make you throw up.
It'll hurt you. Yes, if you're not careful, they will break your neck.
Yeah. Have your
On the
head
fast-
right against
yeah.
the headrest when you hit the throttle.
Yeah.
That's why there were three of people my size when I was like 40 pounds less, but three people my size in the car with the driver in an older P80, and he said, "Put your heads against the headrest," and thank God we all did. Because
Yeah.
he hit the gas, and this was at 60 miles an hour. We were already doing 60. He hit the gas, and it would have put our heads into the headrest so hard it would have hurt me. And this was why I was working at Tesla, and it wasn't even a new one. It was an old one that had been beat to hell because it was one of their, cars for the company to use. And it wasn't even the new P100 that they had at the time. It was a P80. So it was old. It was, it was.
All right, hey, I'm going to hop out for a few. I'll try and hop back in.
But those things are quick.
He's got to run back to the glory hole.
And they all have. The one thing I will say is their center of gravity.
We'll see you a little bit later.
Because that's where the battery is.
Wise ass.
A new guy stepped up to the glory hole.
So Pinks, how you were
LS there, freaking closet boy.
Pinks, he's feeling lonely, so he's got to run back to the glory hole. So the bad thing is he's the receiver at the glory hole.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sorry,
what I'm talking
Sublime. Okay, so
Everybody had a glory hole receiver.
I'm sorry, Sublime.
Happy ending.
Oh, so Pinks, sorry. You worked at Tesla.
I worked there. Yes, I worked for Seattle City. I was working at Tesla in Fremont, California, San Jose.
So what'd you do? Hey, if I don't know if you're allowed to tell.
We installed a crash test system. That's what I did. I didn't work for Tesla. We were doing a job for Tesla. We were installing a crash test system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I got to learn a lot and see a lot. We got a tour of the whole place. We got taken out in some of their cars. It's really interesting the way they work. Tesla's actually a really cool company. It's really nice. I didn't mind working at Tesla. It was a great place. The only problem was we did that in the height of the whole pandemic thing, and this was California, so everything was shut down. Luckily we just got a grill and we grilled out at the hotel every night.
Okay.
The worst crash test vehicle I've seen. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. All the ones I've seen have done amazingly well. The newer cars are all great, but subcompacts, any subcompact car, they do horrible. They're all horrible. I wouldn't want to wreck in one. But it also depends on what type of crash you're looking at, Mark. Side impacts are completely different from a 40% frontal, which is what most front impacts are, because nobody hits on like dead straight on. Usually it's like corner to corner. And that's like one of the worst accidents you can be in, is the corner to corner where their right side hits your left side or vice versa.
So
They're all pretty bad.
So
But
I
cars all work really well about cushioning the cabin and absorbing the impact and making it go around the cabin. And the best people who do that is Volvo, still to this day.
So I seen something. My mom and dad had bought a brand new 2015, 2016 Chevy Spark. And dad was like, "It's so cool. It gets like 50 miles to the gallon."
It's a death trap.
That's what I said. I said, "Yeah, but if you crash it into a bicycle, will you walk away?"
So the Chevy Spark passes enough to get past the government ratings. It's not a 5-star crash rating, and if they ever tell you it is, they're lying. It's a 3-star like most subcompacts.
The Chevy Spark, if I remember correctly, any head-on collision above 25 miles an hour, I think it said 9 out of 10 times the driver dies.
Just so you know, the Fiesta was ranked one of the worst at the. This was at the time, and this was like in 2015, I think. At the time, it was one of the worst subcompacts to own. But the Spark, I'm not sure if it existed then, did it? Yeah, I guess it did. Spark, and he beat the shit out of that thing. He got in a couple accidents in his, and he was fine, but he's hard-headed, so. What are you laughing at?
I was gonna say something smart ass because 91 said that he left his watch at the glory hole, and Victor called me a bully, and I was gonna say, what do you call a sublime with a runny nose? It's full.
I gotta ask this question: what is your daily 91? What do you drive? Because we worked all over the world, so I've seen cars that are not allowed in the U.S. But it's really funny, is because in most countries they have higher crash ratings than we do. The requirements are higher. That's why this whole not being able to come to America, due to this, that, and the other thing is bullshit for 25 years. Because like Japan has higher test ratings than we do. Anything in Europe has higher test ratings and emissions than we do. And when people say they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
I want a fucking smart car with a turbo crotch rocket motor in it, just because they seem bad as fuck on YouTube.
Oh, do not get in a wreck in that Mustang. I don't care how you get hit. Don't get in a wreck in that son of a bitch. Those things shouldn't be allowed on the road.
And a Mustang?
No, a Micro S from Nissan.
Bought it brand new in 2015, a Nissan Micra S.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a little sub, and it's called an extreme subcompact. It's a super small car. It's a tin can. like you said, and they weren't allowed in the U.S. because they didn't meet safety requirements here. Canada is the one place that has lower safety requirements than we do.
Interesting.
Not the only place, but it's one of the places that has a slightly lower requirements for certain things. Yeah, it has the Versa drivetrain, but it's teeny and it has no protection. It's their safety ratings were a 1, and 1 star is not legal in the U.S.
So I heard that the old school air cooled VW Bug has a better crash rating than some of these newer cars.
Only for rollover.
Well, I know this. My mom had one back in the, what was it, mid
My
70s or
mom wrecked
whatever.
3 of them. How's that? She rolled
She,
3 of
she
them.
was hit by a dump truck and she's still alive.
Yeah. I'm still alive, and I rolled over in one as a baby because my mom rolled 3 of them because she couldn't drive for shit. You won't hear them like they don't make them, and they're not a popular car anywhere. They are a cheap car.
Were they expensive up there, Mark? Or 91LX? Was it an expensive car?
They're cheap.
Well, when you say cheap, like 5,000 for a brand new car, like a Kia Rio?
Oh, those were how long ago was a Kia Rio $5,000? How many years?
When they were brand new?
Yeah,
Back in like what, 2003, 2005 or 6? He said it was 8K brand new.
Yeah,
Remember-
in
remember the-
15, in 2015.
Remember the Geo Metros with the 3-cylinder?
Uh-huh.
They're actually a fairly safe car. Fairly.
Were they?
Compared to a Micra, yeah.
Yeah, those,
Well, if a Micra is a 1 on the crash test, then the fucking America won't let anything under a 3 in, I'd say, yeah, fucking Geo was better.
Geo had a 3.5 crash rating for everything but front end, and front end, I think it had like a 3. So 3.5 to a 3. I'd have to go back and look at it all. I used to know so many of them, and I've just forgotten them because it's just a lot of cars in the world, a lot.
What did the Fox body have?
I don't remember because that was previous to my time.
it's better than the Fox body is rated better than the F-150 for back then.
For
the
back
fifth-
then, yeah, because the F-150 was a unibody, wasn't it?
Well,
No.
so the 5th generation, it was 97 to 2003. And
Uh-huh.
what was horrible about those is a glancing blow that if you hit on like the front corner of either side and it was a good collision, the driver or passenger, they just died because instead of having the engine compartment crush in, it was actually the cab crushed in as well. So you would just get
that's
freaking
right.
squished.
It's before they started implementing. That was before the new rule came about.
Yeah.
With cab safety.
And
was-
if you look in on that one, you can Google like say 2003 Ford F-150 crash tester, what have you, anything from 97 to 2003, and you look at that glancing one, and you're like, they didn't survive.
No,
And it just that's why I don't want to get one that old. I want to get the 6th generation, which has the safety in it.
He said his Micra is 2 seconds faster in a quarter mile than his 4-cylinder Fox body.
Oh, I can believe that. It's super lightweight car because it didn't have all the safety features added to it.
But it's got daytime running lights.
I will say it's not a bad looking car. It's just it didn't have a super high crash rating. They do well in rollovers too, from what I understand. That the Micra is a decent rollover car. It doesn't crush super easy on the top.
Is it small enough that if you put 17-inch wheels on it, it'd look like a donk?
Yeah, pretty much. He
Throw
just
some
posted a link.
18s in there.
He just posted a link to it.
Well, I'm on here, so I can't go see it.
Oh, I'm on a laptop, so I can open it up in a new tab.
Did you think Sublime still got? Is he listening? You think he's listening, or he just dropped all the way off?
He probably dropped all the way off. He didn't want to hear. He didn't want us to hear the suction noises.
No, I was just going to ask how long he was going to last.
I love this. Mighty Micro TNT. We bring our pizza delivery car to the track. Rusty Box Racing. I love it. Love the title. That's a great title. Intermittent wipers, yeah. I'll watch that video in a little while. Or tomorrow morning. One of the two. Damn it, stop the...
Come on, Sublime.
Yourself when you're yawning. Come on.
Turn back up here.
Sublime needs to learn how to work quicker.
Right?
You gotta look at these family members and go GTFO, man. GTFO. Let's go.
Go the fuck home.
It's late. It's after midnight.
Yeah, I bet that toolbox ain't been touched all day.
Didn't sound like it.
He said it's a piece of shit, but it's a loyal beater with a heater.
Well, beater with a heater. I've had plenty of those. Like, I would never have wanted to get in a wreck in my old Toyota Tercel. I wouldn't. It would have hurt me.
You talking about the one I got, the 95?
Mine was older than that. It was like 70, 79 Toyota Tercel Corolla. Little 4-speed, or it might have been 5-speed. I can't even remember now. It's been so damn long ago. It was a great little car. I loved it. And when I got it running right, it was awesome. It had, like, for what it was, it had power, which wasn't much, probably like 90 horsepower. Who knows?
Yeah.
And it was a great little car, though. It was 4-door. I could get my kids in it pretty easy. It got me to work every day.
Yeah.
And that was a plus. And, you know, except for the days, because back then, except for the days I rode my motorcycle, because I had a motorcycle then.
Yeah. Dude, I love mine. I drive mine to work every day. 95. It's only got 160,000 miles on it. It's got a heater in it, air conditioner. Shit.
So Mike said crash test 97 to 03 F-150. Here's the problem. I don't want to look at it because I think the trucks are absolutely beautiful. I don't give a shit what the crash test was.
Actually, I like the pre to 97 ones. I prefer the
square box ones.
96 up to 96 is like a preferable body style for me.
Yep, they are absolutely gorgeous, especially if they're short bed regular cabs. I'm in love with them.
No.
Which ones?
Long
97.
Always a long bed. Everything.
Like the first gen Lightning.
Yeah, I know. Those are great looking trucks. But
yeah, I had a 97 short bed step side.
Oh, yeah.
I hated, so the one thing I hated that's like the only thing I hated on my Silverado was the fact it was a short bed, that it wasn't a long bed. I hate short beds. In fact, they tried to sell me a short bed the other day when they found a truck that would have been perfect had it had the right wheelbase on it, but it was only 160-inch wheelbase instead of the 176. And I was like, nope, not going to do it. In fact, it was like $20,000 less than what they would have, my trade-in value is on my truck. And I wouldn't mind having it, but it's too short. I need that 8-foot bed.
Yeah. So to me, if I'm going to pull a trailer, I want a long bed truck. I want the longer wheelbase. Mm-hmm. If I'm just going to use it like to drive back and forth to work or just cruise around in, then I'm not going to haul stuff with it. Then I 2-wheel drive, half-ton, small block type of truck. Then
that's fine. I don't buy a truck to not pull, not to trailer it.
Right.
I have a truck, I'm trailering it and back, or I'm using it as a work truck, and I'm hauling sheets of plywood, sticks of lumber, which are at least 8 feet long, and if you only have a 6 foot bed and you've got like a 12 foot long stick of wood, it's going to want to fall out almost.
Right. Right.
But an 8 foot bed, it's not, and you have
That's fair.
a trailer,
You're right.
So that's why I like long beds. That's the big reason I like long beds. Like I go and buy plywood, and I have had stacks of plywood in this truck, and it just slides right in, and then I can close the tailgate, and nobody even knows I had it.
Right.
And it's so much nicer that way for me.
So you're not interested in a street truck?
I don't need a truck if I'm not using it for work. If I prefer a car for that. I really do.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know, like Boosted street truck. That was pretty nasty to me. And
nasty. I love that truck, but I wouldn't own one.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to get a short bed, what I really want that would be a short bed would cost way too much for me to want it. Like more than my F450 did, and that's a lot.
Like which one?
Like a Raptor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and well, the Raptor R to be precise, and they're way more than $100,000.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
no doubt.
costing. So, although I have noticed lately that Ford trucks especially, are not selling off the lots because they've started pricing themselves out of the market. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, how high their MSRPs are anymore on any trucks. They're just
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous.
I haven't seen that. I don't look at new stuff.
Well,
I can't afford one, so I don't even look.
At it, just seeing it online or seeing it at the store I go by every day, and even our my local Ford dealer right now has 2 Mach 1s that have been sitting on the lot for quite some time now. They have 2 Mach 1 Mustangs sitting there. One of them's in the perfect color for me. It's in that aircraft, but it's neither of them are the performance package, which is why they're probably not selling. And they're still asking over MSRP for them.
Yep. Hell, when I finally got my Nissan, hell, I looked for over a year and a half, and I wanted the Ford, but guess what? Couldn't afford it.
Yeah, right now Toyota's winning out too. Toyota's doing, because their trucks are much cheaper, and they're great trucks. They really are. The Tundra, it's a great truck if you don't need a full-size truck. But nowadays, full-size, like a Tundra can carry a Tacoma, a non-full-size truck can carry as much weight as the old full-sizes could.
Yeah.
They're smaller, but they can carry a lot. They can tow a lot. I mean, comparatively, they're great little trucks, and they are rock solid trucks that will last. You can beat them to shit; they will last. Toyota builds a great truck. They have great engines in them. I still want my old '80s Toyota lifted 4x with the RB22.
Yeah.
Or 22 RE.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had one back in the 80s. That
I had
22
one back
oh
in
my
the
God.
I had one back in the late 2000 or late 90s. Sorry, late 90s when my kids were being born. So late 90s I had one. So it was about a 12-year-old truck at the time. Oh, I love that truck.
I had a 76 Toyota Wolverine 4x4 pickup.
Mine was it was lifted with the 22 RE in it, and it was blue, my favorite color, and it had the roll bar on it, and it was nice. I missed that truck. And it was an extended cab, which was hard to find at the time.
You remember when Jeff Gordon and DuPont got together? They had that one color that changed. Was it like 9 different colors during the day?
Oh, the prismatic.
That's what I painted my Toyota. You talking about that thing would go. You could back it out in the morning. It was one color, and by the time you got sometime during the night, and you parked up under a certain color light at Burger King or whatever, it'd be another color.
Yeah.
I love that damn paint job. It cost me over $1,200 for the paint,
Oh,
and that was back in that was back in 86 or 87.
Yeah, then now that would be considered cheap just for the paint.
Yes, but man, that truck was beautiful.
Oh, I bet. I really liked when I bought my 94 Escort wagon, it was that green color that at night looked blue. I love the color of it. I love the car. It was a great car. It was a what was a 94 Escort wagon. And I would love to have that back and find a way to stick something bigger in the engine bay, or at least a Echo Boost in it. Because back then it was just a little, I think that was a 2-liter, but it had like no power comparatively.
Yeah.
90 horse.
I mean that color that I'm sorry, Pinks, but that color would go almost from a cherry red or whatever all the way to a black.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it weird back in those early days of the Escorts, the 1.8 made more power than the 2.0?
How much power did the 1.8 make? I don't remember.
Wasn't it like 125 pounds or something, or 125 horse or 135 horse, while the 2.0 made like 110 or some shit?
I do not remember. But the 1.8 was not a standard engine though, was it? Wasn't that the that was like
it was in the GT, the Escort GT.
Well, the Escort GT didn't make more power than the regular one. It just had accents. It had a look to it and style. That was it. The Escort GT had the same engine the regular one did. So whatever was in the GT at the time, the Escort GT was in the regular SE. It just didn't look as good. Yeah, the SE didn't look as good as the GT did.
I remember that the Escort GT having pop-up pistons in it though.
I think you're thinking of earlier models, right? Like the first couple years.
Maybe they had the Halo seats and shit in them.
Yeah, that's the older ones. So I'm thinking of the later ones, the 90s, the 90s GT and the regular SE. The only difference between them was like, because they had the SE. Actually, I don't even think I had a GT in the late by like 94. They only had the Sport, which put a wing on it. The GT would have been 80s. I don't even know if it made it to the 90s. And it had the smaller engine that may have had a little bit more power. Like the 1.8 with a higher revving engine that made slightly more horsepower than the, was it a 2.0 or a 2 point something? God, it's been so long. I haven't had one so long. I'd have to look that up. I'd actually have to Google it.
Man, Sublime must be going deep.
I know. He said he'd be right back. I swear he did.
Yeah. He's enjoying it.
No, he's not. I did take my car out for a drive today. That was nice. I didn't get to take it back, but I did take it to Walmart and Walgreens. So that's something. He can't find his watch. Fell in the hole?
I'm sure he is. No, he's not. He's the one giving the hole up.
Supplying the hole.
Yeah. Sublime the hole. There you go. I'm gonna drive mine tomorrow. I don't give a shit what's happening.
if it's still nice tomorrow, I'm gonna take mine out again too. I got some other stuff I got to do tomorrow. I got to go get some more screws so I can finish the speakers in my wife's car. Because I was doing them today. I got the 2 doors done, but I ran out of the number 10 screws I needed, and the ones that came with the hey Nate, the ones that came with the
What's up, Nate?
number 8s, and they're just not big enough. Oh, now I want chocolate.
He says how much? He said a king size Reese's, and I'll show you a good time. Hey, you know what? He keeps saying this LS lover. That's the same as calling me gay.
Yeah.
So I have to give him a hard time about I have to give him a hard time because I couldn't think of nothing good, so I had to come up with something decent. So Glory Hole was the best I could come up with.
He would take that damn Reese's cup, no problem.
Oh yeah, king size Reese cup. Oh yeah, he'll take care of you.
Yeah, he just take that damn Reese's cup and melt it down just a little bit, get a little salt, put it all over the glory hole. He'd be in good shape.
We're picking on Sublime. He might not come back.
2 treats in one.
Shit.
Let's see.
He'd be in hog heaven.
Well, he's not back yet, but if he comes back, I'm going to make myself a quick sandwich. I'll be right back.
He said his glory hole's made out of a Reese's cup. We're so mean to each other. I love
It's good, ain't it?
Yeah. So, I haven't been available a whole lot, but how come has Car Mob said why he hasn't been doing his Monday night lives or Monday afternoon lives?
No. I kind of hit a subline up just for the hell of it, do I need to know or not? He never hit me back, so I didn't ask you. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like hitting you up, something's going on, and you say, well, no, you don't need to know, so that's fine.
Well, if you need to know, he'll let you know.
Yeah.
I
just figured it was
everything's okay though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, he hasn't had a death in the family or nothing, has he?
No.
Okay, well then as long as him and his family's okay, then that's all that I wanted to know.
Well, they was on again today with Miss Mob.
Oh, I wonder why I'm not getting any alerts.
I know. I don't get none. When you went live, was it last night or night before, or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a notification until when I woke up in the morning. Somebody had texted me and let me know, and I was like, "Well, hell, I was asleep."
What are you watching? What channel are you watching?
Yeah, I was on live the other night on Thursday night for a few hours.
Yeah. See, I didn't even know.
Sorry, you started talking Reese cups, and I had to go make myself peanut butter and jelly. Sorry, I'm kind of hungry, and I love peanut butter.
Just don't poke a hole in the middle of it.
Nope.
Hey, 91, have you checked your tracking number to see where your stuff's at?
I'm sure he has. He's probably been rubbing one out for the last couple of days. Does he have to go to the border and pick it up when it gets there, or he got to wait on it?
Say that again.
Does Mark have to go to the border to pick it up, or
I sent it to his address, so I don't know how that works.
oh, I was just wondering because DD's Speed Shop we was talking about the other night. He lives up there, and sometimes if I don't know why, but sometimes he goes to the border to pick it up. I'm not sure why. I was just asking.
Probably because he's meeting a buddy at the border.
Could be. He never says why. That's why I was asking.
He said he has been checking. It's already in Illinois. He said my package has been kept hostage.
Subline's got it. That's where Subline's at right now.
Keeping somebody's package hostage.
Yeah.
Right.
Binks is talking with his mouth full again.
And it sounds like peanut butter.
There's definitely peanut butter.
Hey guys, I got to get some Z's. Y'all have yourself a great night.
We're gonna try.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. On both peels. The end of the
Right,
bread.
Mike. Later on, Cat.
So 91, how does that shit work? Okay, if UPS delivers directly to your house, and let's say they've decided that there's duty fees and stuff like that, how does that work? It gets delivered to your house and then you get a bill for the duty fees, or UPS says, hey, motherfucker, you owe us some money. You can't have your shit until you pay us, or what?
You ship it right. The duty fees are worked into the shipping.
I figured they'd call what's his name? What's that damn friggin' president up there? Dubois? No, what's his name?
Oh.
Asshole.
Damn, I used to know his name.
Who, the prime minister? He's an asshole.
Trudeau. Trudeau.
There you go.
That's what I said. Asshole. Same thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
How does that work? 91. I sent it as a gift, and the dude said you have to put a fair, honest price on it. So I told him that the heads were $45 a piece from the salvage. The intake was like $50. The camshaft was like $25. And the headers were $25 a piece. And the injectors were $10. Because I labeled on there that it was salvage parts. And that I sent them to you as a gift / donation.
Huh.
So I don't even know it was a gift / donation. I had to put a price of value, and yep. So I didn't know how you may get taxed or duty charged or any of that shit for it. How does that work?
Well, I would
Put the packages up, bastards.
I would text Sublime, but I'm afraid I would knock myself off.
He said 1 package is in Illinois and 2 are still in Kansas. Where at in Kansas?
Probably.
And which one is where? I'm curious. Is the heaviest one already moving along pretty good, or what?
I'm only going to tell them the tracking number.
I would think probably the heavy ones is the one that's behind.
That's weird. They're going to go together.
Which one would take up more space?
The headers would be the biggest.
I would think probably that one.
No.
He said customs may decide to open it and they assess value and charge tax on their decided value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt that.
I left it all dirty, and I mean, the heads had been hot tanked, but I didn't
Yeah,
make a
paint it.
Lenexa. Okay, so Lenexa, Kansas is over by Kansas City, and that's like one of our big shipping hubs.
Yeah.
Which is weird too, because check this out. I can order something off eBay, and this is weird. I'm in South Central Kansas.
Shorties.
I sent him long tubes.
Oh, did you send them long?
I sent him long tube headers. Yes.
I didn't. I guess I didn't see them then.
So I'm in Wichita, which is South Central Kansas, and Lenexa is like Northeast Kansas. I can order something off eBay or off Summit or something like that. And because we don't have a shipping hub here in Wichita, it will leave Lenexa. And if I order something and it says Dallas, Texas is the summit that it's going to come from, it will leave Lenexa, go down to Dallas, and then come back up to Wichita. It will actually go through Wichita and go down to Dallas, Texas, and then come back to Wichita.
That sounds like a Greyhound bus.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Back in the 80s, I took a damn bus from New Orleans and went all the way to past Tallahassee, Florida. I forgot how far we went, which, that's way past me where I'm at. And then went all the way to Montgomery, Alabama, which went, 150 miles past where I live.
Uh-huh.
And then come back to damn Dothan.
Huh.
Yeah. That sounds like the same thing.
Sounds like Greyhound to me.
Yeah. And had to switch buttons.
Last time I was on a Greyhound bus was going from basic training home before I went to my permanent duty station. It took me 2 days to get from Columbus, Georgia to Rockingham, North Carolina.
Oh, shit. Damn.
2 days.
Yeah.
That's not a long drive. It's
Yeah. Yeah. That's not a long drive at all. The only good thing about the bus I rode.
Over 48 hours.
Yeah. The only good thing about the bus I was on from New Orleans back to here was some girl brought a bottle of whiskey on there.
Yeah, no. I didn't have that luck.
So
My
91
parents couldn't get off work to come get me. It was just, it was one of those things.
Yeah.
91. The headers are multiple piece headers with the slip fitting tubes. You can just slip fit them, and what I usually do is if I want them to be able to come apart slip fit, I just take the copper high temp silicone and I smear around it and shove it together. You don't have to. It'll have a slight exhaust leak sound for a while, but it will actually close up and be all right. But I usually, depending on the headers, a lot of times I'll bolt them to a cylinder head and then I'll weld them up. The slip fit, I'll just weld them solid. But if you do that, then be prepared to have to work harder to put them on and off.
Yep. No shit. Slip fits are nice and they work well if you do them right.
Yep. They work beautiful if you do them right. But
it's all about the high temp sealant.
Somebody's in trouble.
Who?
Zach.
Where's the blue? Come on,
Watch somebody in
So-
trouble. My dog's
Uh,
come in.
Oh, I thought she was coming in fixing to get like you were fixing to get in trouble. You know, anytime the boss walk, you're always in trouble.
Girl.
No, he's just eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I mean, he's not at the glory hole.
Oh.
I'm just eating. I just ate a peanut butter and jelly, and I'm almost wanting to go back and make another one.
Yeah.
I just love the way they taste. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
And
I'm the
using
same
blackberry-
way.
I'm using a seedless blackberry jam, so it's.
Oh.
Oh. No. I got to go with seedless now. The seeds get stuck in my teeth and it bugs the shit out of me.
Right.
Even though I got flossers sitting right here in my
I
I
like the mixed fruit jelly. That's what I love.
don't mind mixed fruit jelly, but at home. Hey, Blue, come on, get in here. Get in.
Blue, get in there.
Sorry, Blue. I'm talking to the other Blue.
It's all good, man. So, the other thing I was going to say, 91, is you'll see on the top head flange how the couple of them that do separate are not attached to the whole header flange. I was going to tell you, and I was going to do it or I was going to mark it either way, and I forgot to. But you'll see that the way that the other ones are cut loose from the flange, I recommend that you need to cut those too.
Now Blue needs a dog named Pink.
Yeah.
Come here, girl. That's my little Blue. But Blue's cute. My Blue is anyway. Look at her. Not the woman. She's cute too. But this Blue is cute. And she got pretty blue eyes. Pretty ice blue eyes.
Oh, look at the kitty.
Yeah, she's
What's
a
up,
pig.
Blue?
Oh, nice kitty. Who's that? That's a calico.
Yeah. I like
That's Callie.
That's Callie the calico. That's my
Yeah.
Blue. That's my Blue. My Blue is cute.
That's
that Blue
girlfriend.
here. Wait, there. Not so cute, but you know he's.
Hey, my wife thinks so.
Well, yeah, but I don't. I'm a guy, so I shouldn't. I don't drink.
You don't drink that much? Oh, yeah, you don't drink Bud Light.
Well, Blue, maybe Subline take you to the glory hole.
No, you guys.
My good girl. This is the girl. These two girls here, her and her, Fiona, are the ones that I think have been making me all my new subscribers.
The hell is
The
that?
videos I have with them. The little shorts that they're putting out. Because I'm up to over, I made it over 570 earlier. I don't know if it still is, but I did. Let's see. Did I? I cleaned it up.
My wife gets these ginger candies.
Oh, so 571. I made it to 571 tonight.
My wife gets these ginger candies. They're called,
Those are so good.
yes, uncrystallized candy ginger, sweet and smooth. They've got a weird spice to them, but they are so good.
A friend of mine at work has some, and I get them from him every now and then when he's got them. They're really good.
Yes.
Candies. One of my favorite candies that I have at work is my Whorehound candy. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. It's made out of Whorehound tea.
I've never heard of it.
It's made so Clay's, which is CLEAY, Clay's candies, and it's an old fashioned style candy. It's called Whorehound, and it's really, I like it. I think it's a great flavor. It used to be a medicinal thing, but nothing to it. You know, it's just the tea they have. It's from horehound root, but they make a candy out of it that I think is really good. It's a hard candy, but I like them. One of my favorite old style candies.
Oh fuck! She brought home this maple fudge
Oh.
with walnuts. Oh my god, it's so good. She brought it home, and I didn't try it until now. And oh my god, it's so good.
Mm-hmm. I bet.
So, for my birthday, she's like, "Do you want a cake or anything?" And then we ended up just sitting here and we ate shrimp. That was it. That's all we had. I think we had green beans too.
Today?
So tomorrow, what?
Your birthday was today?
No, it was Tuesday. And
Oh.
so tomorrow she's gonna make me a pink strawberry cake with pink strawberry icing. And
Yeah.
last year I wanted a lemon cake, or no, it was the year before. I don't even remember. So lemon cake with lemon icing. It was so good. So I told her this year, I said, I want to do a strawberry cake with strawberry icing or cherry, either one, you decide. And she brought home I think it's called wild strawberry cake with whipped strawberry icing. Oh yeah. I'm just sure it's going to be good.
Sounds good.
Uh-huh. I like to play a little bit different with some of my snacks. I want to try something a little bit different every now and then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what Subline's doing.
Wow. Just don't want to drop that, do you? So I just found out that Clay's actually makes an old-fashioned licorice hard candy, but I never see it at the stores. But I can buy it. I can buy it online.
I wonder if there's any old school candy stores in your area.
Oh, I haven't seen any. I love old and hard candies. I guess as I get older, hard candies are my favorite now because I'm an old man.
What are you, 50?
52.
Oh.
Oh, you're still wet behind the ears.
When I was a kid, 52 was an old man, and they were drinking, or eating butterscotch, the butterscotches and the ribbon candies, and just and now I've gotten to the point where hard candies are my favorite. And if I can find a hard candy licorice, black licorice that tastes like licorice, and if it actually has licorice in it, that's great because it's hard to find candy that actually has real licorice root in it.
I love licorice. Black licorice is my favorite of all the licorices.
But black licorice is really bad if you have high blood pressure. Did you know that?
I had no clue.
It's bad for you if you have high blood pressure. So you're not if it's flavored with other things to make it taste like black licorice, it's fine. But actual licorice root will raise your blood pressure.
Really?
Yeah. I was reading about it, and because some of the licorice I like is actual real licorice. So
yeah, we have some of the old school candy shops here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and we have a place called Cowtown, which is like part of the original city of Wichita. Like some of the old buildings are still there.
Yeah.
And I mean, like from the 1800s, 1700s or some shit. I don't know. I'd have to check into that to give you a better date. Blacksmithing days and horse and buggy days. Yeah, some of the original buildings are still there. And they have candy store that is still old school candy store. And like, it's not only set up like a museum, but they still actually work there and shit. The blacksmith and all that stuff.
Huh. So there's a I can't remember what it is. A channel I have on my YouTube that I follow, and it's a company that makes old school candies, and they make the ribbon candies and all that. And they have videos them making it. It's really cool to watch.
Cali.
So you can still go into that little store there, and you can buy a homemade sarsaparilla and all the homemade candies and stuff like that still. It's really neat. Like what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't remember where the place is or what the name of it is, or I'll tell you, because it's a cool channel to have for your shorts to watch, because their shorts are really cool because they show how they make like the ribbon candies.
Uh-huh.
And it's just fun to watch them make it. And it's a sped up video because it takes longer to do than a minute.
When you say ribbon candies, is that like the taffy?
No. When
Don't
I say
you
ribbon,
scratch
it's
me.
a hard ribbon. It looks like a ribbon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
The old school stuff that your grandma probably had in a candy dish that was all stuck together.
Uh-huh, I remember now.
Yeah. I'm looking at a fan pedestal and then some tires and now a cat again.
Well, somebody needs to text Sublime and tell them to come back.
I'm about to text him. Oh, fine. I'll text him. If they'll listen.
Come back to the live, fucker. Tell your friends to go home.
My son never responded to me, so fuck him. And he's
Is
2
he
hours.
all right? I think I sent my nephew the link. I don't even know if I actually sent it.
Cali. Yeah. Sit. Good girl.
I just sent Sublime a text. Said, you
Don't
coming
you
back?
scratch me.
I mean, it's been like an hour.
Who'd you text?
Sublime.
Uh,
I was on here before you. Before who? Could have been on here before me because we're live. In about 2 minutes, he said.
Boy, he must
That
be
was
going
terrible.
down good.
Who is Roach Doctor?
I don't know. He was on here before you.
Oh, that's my nephew.
Oh, he was on here before you. Okay.
Roach Doctor? Why is that?
He used your name.
Because he used to work at a cockroach
hitman.
plant.
Yeah. He's a
Oh,
hitman.
he's one of the guys that helps grow cockroaches. So that
Sledgehammer the cockroaches.
That's what we got
I really do.
the company comes in and puts a trap for the rats and all. We call him the hitman.
The Hitman.
That's why
Yeah.
I have a giant wooden mallet in my kitchen. I can just use it to smash.
That's so weird to see somebody type your name in, Blue.
Yeah, I know. My name, I never use it. But no, so at work we call Chevrolets and GM products cockroaches because
really?
they're everywhere like cockroaches.
Yeah, they are.
And yeah, they're everywhere like cockroaches. And so he's got the little S10s and he started calling himself the Roach Doctor because we call them cockroaches.
Bad about S10. I've had a couple.
That makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah.
I really did like my S10s when I owned them.
Come on.
And I had an S10 Blazer, which I really liked, and I wish it hadn't died.
I don't think I've ever even showed my nephew my photos of my short bed regular cab S10 with suicide doors.
You drinking jelly or eating Jelly Bellies? Is that what I just saw, Zach? Zach? Yeah, Jelly Bellies. That's what I thought I saw.
Yeah. Right now I'm fine with it. This bag I ripped open once and apparently I think about another.
Something I was thinking, nephew, because I was scrolling through Marketplace earlier. I seen your truck on Marketplace. Don't sell anything off that truck at all until your new truck that you're putting together is finished. Don't sell nothing off that truck until after your new truck is alive and driving. Because you don't know what you're going to need. You need that parts truck until yours is done.
Yeah.
because you sell something off of it, and fuck, that's the one part you needed.
Yeah, yeah. You could have the whole truck have one piece going. You know, shit.
Yep,
So,
that one fucking piece you needed will kick you in your teeth.
and I found out it's $77 to replace it.
Yeah.
There's licorice in one of this. Great.
Kitty, dude, you can't be doing that here. Hang on, we're gonna get X-rated for a second.
You gonna show your pussy?
I just showed mine.
Yeah.
I just found out this has licorice.
Mine's
in one.
not out here.
Has one of the flavors. Great, just what I want.
The little pussycat.
Yeah, he's got his elephant. Oh, he didn't want to be seen. He's like, you put me on video, motherfucker.
I will kill you.
Was he humping the damn elephant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
doggy style. He was doing it doggy style too.
A real short. I'll try to make it real short. A buddy of mine had a bunch of chickens and all. He had two roosters. They kept fighting all the time. One rooster wouldn't let the other rooster mate with the hens, right? So one of the kids threw a damn teddy bear in there, and they just left it. That's the only thing he got to hump. Was that damn teddy bear?
What's up? What's up?
Sublime.
Yo,
There he is.
it's like
This is the warrior hole.
I feel yeah, exactly. I feel like Four Blue. I have to. I could be on the panel, but I have to speak quietly because I have people sleeping.
And just go to the garage, sunshine.
I am in the garage, but if I speak up, then they can still hear my ass. If I get my normal wild and crazy self, it's gonna get all out.
He's a crazy guy.
Just move the glory hole down the garage. Yeah.
Oh man.
You're making me think of old Saturday Night Live with too loud. And
So yeah, dude, me and my son-in-law tried to get several runs in with the draggy tonight, and it's like one time I forgot to turn the traction control off, and I hit it, and I could feel the traction control just robbing power from the car, and I'm like, what the hell's going on with my car? And I look, I'm like, oh, duh. We might need to turn that traction control on if we want all the power here. Or off.
I plugged my traction control back in the other day, so when I was driving normally, it would be on.
And what I really learned about this car is how much of a difference it is from traction control off and advanced track off. It's about 0.2 difference from 60 to 130. So definitely, at least I learned something today.
So, Sublime,
Yep.
how much longer until your car's paid off?
Let's see here. I started paying in like March of 21, and it's 5 years and 3 months. So 5 + 1 is 6. So 26 in mid 26, and this is about mid 23. So 3 years.
Okay.
36 more payments approximately.
At
All right.
$5,000 a month.
Say what?
At a 10% interest rate.
He said
No.
$5,000 a month.
My interest rate is 4, I believe.
Nice. The
Yeah.
interest rate I have on the one car is like
Say what?
6. The
Oh,
interest rate I have on that Edge is like 6. But that's because interest rates are climbing like crazy.
Is it $5,000 a month, Sublime?
no, it's fucking 1,
Oh,
which is
I was
still a
gonna
lot. But
say,
it's not
good
5
God.
G's.
People will believe anything they hear on the internet.
5 grand a month. What do I look like? Scott Rocks?
Holy
If
shit.
you were paying $5,000 a month, you'd have it paid off.
Yeah, no shit. In a year, in 2 years tops.
Yeah.
A year and a half.
But I gave you a 10% interest rate when I said that. So
So when you said family was over, who? Like your mother-in-law or your mom or?
No, my parents are passed. It was my
Oh,
son-in-law
I
who
remember
lives in
that.
Michigan. My son-in-law who lives in Michigan, the one that's got the BMW M3 competition with the tune.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
And
He didn't bring it.
no, he brought his Tesla that he just bought.
Fuck him.
And then my stepdaughter who lives in DeKalb, that's got she's got 3 of my grandkids, but the oldest is 16 already, so he's with his girlfriend. But she brought her youngest too, so I had 2 grandkids from Michigan, 2 grandkids from DeKalb out west. It was a madhouse, and their dog. They brought their dog, which is a mini husky.
Oh, a mini husky? I've never seen one. Did you get?
Oh, you really? You want to? Well, let me finish this 10 millimeter, and I'll go in and show you.
Okay.
So, do you like your grandkids more than your kids?
Of course.
Do I show more love to them? Yes, because they're grandkids. You know how that relationship is.
Right.
But, dude.
You can give grandkids back. Kids you have to keep.
Yeah.
Until they...
Right. Well, I don't know. I kind of love my grandkids more than my kids because that whole, they come flying across the yard. Fucking grandpa, grandpa, grandpa. Oh yeah, that whole thing. Oh yeah, I definitely melt like a fucking
I don't get that.
ice cream sandwich out. You know what I mean?
And I hate kids, but I love dogs. I do. I love dogs. I got a dog in my face right now.
Hey, Sublime, the whole time you with the family, was your ears burning really bad?
No, not at all, really.
They should have been.
We were talking
They
shit.
should have been.
Was this like right after I left? You mean with the freaking glory hole thing?
Oh no,
Like
it's
the whole
way
time you
after
were
that,
gone.
way after.
Oh my god! Is this 3 man Gary's or just this one?
Just this one.
Okay, well leave it up. I'll watch it later.
It was the whole thing.
We haven't talked really.
I'll
We
get a
had
notepad.
Reese cups and glory holes, and you
I'll get a
keep on-
notepad and a pen and paper, and I'll rewatch it, and I'll take some notes, and I'll come back like Charles Bronson and Death Wish, and come back for all you fuckers.
Well, you keep calling me an LS lover, which is the same as calling me gay or trans. So I had to come up with something, and the glory hole was the best I could find.
Hey, it's closet Ellis lover. Let's get it right. If you're going to accuse me of something, at least accuse me of right.
So I still like calling me gay or trans, bro.
Well, then you're like a closet gay. You're technically, I'm not calling you gay. I'm just closet,
Pinks even asked me if I was finally going to give it up. No.
What?
You gonna ever give up pretty lips?
No, talking about what we was talking about.
There's my little girl. This is my little husky.
Yeah. Here, you know what? I'll go back in real quick and I'll show you right now. Hold on.
This is the girl that hates me.
She's downstairs. I believe she's downstairs.
See that? She hates me.
Is Lexi downstairs? Oh, she's right here. Hey, Lex.
Oh, and he
Kicked himself out. Normal Sublime.
Did he?
Yeah.
He did. He was here, then he
Oh,
wasn't.
my God.
Oops.
We're talking MJI. We're talking about Sublime trading Reese's peanut butter cups for glory hole time.
Oh, and a long hair too. I don't have a long hair, thankfully. She's
Oh,
so
yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
That's a cute little puppy with the blue eyes too. Oh, so nice.
You too, fried Jim.
Oh, she's got the dual eyes.
2 different color eyes, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Be careful, puppy.
Is Miss Kim still awake too, or are you the only one?
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
Oh,
she's still awake.
she's awake.
Hey, Miss Kim. That is such a cool looking dog.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a cool dog. When you first meet her, she'll bounce all over you, but once you're around her for a little bit, she gets chill.
Oh, okay. Mine bounces on me still.
Say what?
What she wants.
Oh god, there's all licorice in here. Ew. Oh, you bumped me the wrong one.
Oh, you can take me off full.
Did I not already?
Negative.
Sorry.
No. Before Blue, you want to ask Sublime something, or you want me to?
Go ahead.
I'll put myself
Mama,
on
you
full.
bought me the wrong one.
Does Miss Kim know about the glory hole?
No, we're not going there, bro. Yeah, we're not going there.
What the hell?
You
So
know,
I
like
said,
like when he says left turn, Clyde, we're not saying left turn, Clyde. We're just gonna
So-
keep going down that road. We're not getting off. We're not veering off any side streets.
What's that dog? name?
What is the cheesecake?
Pink said, what's that dog's name?
Lexi.
Lexi.
Stripper
We got
name.
our dog. She was already pre-named by the neighbor we got her from. She called her.
Now
Blue.
on the center stage, it's Lexi.
Huh?
I dozed off and just woke up to glory hole and candy. What the fuck? What's up, MJ?
Welcome to the chat again, MJI. You shouldn't doze off during my live. It's really not safe.
Maybe he dozed off during Gary's and woke up to yours.
Hey, the bad thing is I think that if we were all hanging out with each other, we're the guys that if you passed out, you end up with dicks all over your face and shit.
Or lipstick and makeup.
Luckily, I know how to get. I've had that happen to me before with my best friend.
You passed out and had dicks on your face?
No. I passed out and had lipstick and makeup.
Yeah.
And my at the time girlfriend helped with it, but it was my
So-
friend and his girlfriend at the time that started it.
Yeah, my favorite comedian, which is Chris Porter, he talks about the guys that how the guys get the stretched out earlobes.
Yes.
He said it's a good thing none of my buddies have those earlobes because he'd wake up with all of his buddies trying to fuck his ear holes. I just for some reason I feel like that we would be those guys. You'd wake up with a drawing of a penis on your head.
I know how to get therapy off your skin now, so
Oh boy, holy shit.
there is a way to get Sharpie off your skin.
Hey, Bama,
Not hurting you.
Yeah.
you know what wax is?
Huh?
I didn't hear you.
Do you know what wax is?
Yeah.
Wax?
Yeah, not candle wax, like wax when it comes to 10 millimeter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I basically got some candle top or wax topped little fruit salad going.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god. This one looks like baby feet.
So basically, the percentage went from about 25 to about 60 or 70.
Yeah, so
So
it may be another milkshake night.
It's kind of like Cheech and Chong. It kind of grabs you by the boo boo.
Yeah. So you could have a hot dog on the dash for 2 days and you're fixing to eat it.
Well, I ain't throwing that hot dog down the hallway. I'll tell you that.
My god. Why did I just found two colors that look like a
Boy, this feels weird. Usually, I'm the one that's been the staple in the live stream. We need somebody fresh to come in and liven it up. Now I'm the fresh guy.
right. I need some more water in my life.
So, Pink, you're leaving the stream up, right? So I can take notes on all you. How did Denzel Washington say it in that movie? What was that movie where he's the
No, take it
Man,
down, take it
man
down,
on
Pink,
fire.
take it down.
Training Day when he says, "I'm taking something on all you bitches," or something like
I
that.
don't take mine down, except for the one that we had that went really political. I took that one down.
Yeah.
One live I have taken down, but I don't usually because my lives actually get views after the fact.
Victor, you never heard of wax?
Well,
Shatter? Diamonds?
wax is
I
like
need
a
wax
dab.
on my butt.
Wouldn't wax be like a dab?
Yes.
It is, yes.
Yes. Dabs. Yes. Yeah.
Dabs, wax, same thing.
Yeah.
So do you like the reclaimed better?
So
Say what?
Do you like reclaimed better?
What queen?
Reclaimed.
I tell you the truth, I think so. Yes.
I know it's like used wax, but they say you get way, way higher.
Oh yeah, because it's pure. It's just so clean.
Uh-huh.
no, it's not really totally truly used. It's just been pre-burned, which takes off all the non-essentials. That's what the reused wax is. It's actually a pre-burn.
This hour of the stream brought to you by Codename Hardhat. Bye-bye, there it is.
Nephew, you left 2 pieces of pizza in here. You should have taken it all, dickhead.
No shit.
Hey, if they're 2 big pieces, then it's worthy of leaving.
Well, it depends on what size pieces are.
Yeah, depends on the size of the piece slice.
I sliced.
Sorry, cake icing down the wrong tube.
Oh boy.
I sliced my pizza the other day, and I ended up with some pieces that were about that wide, and some that were like that wide.
Yeah, I know. I hate when they cut it so disproportionately, dude. That's one of my pet
them,
peeves.
it was me. I couldn't blame anybody but myself because I'm the
Oh
one that
yeah,
Papa Murphy's pizza. And
damn rookie.
I just was doing it too quick, and I couldn't see very well because it was dark in there.
Tuna fish, but you can't cut a pizza.
I didn't turn it far enough when I went to slice one slice, and I got those little slivers.
Or Blue, what do you got going on tomorrow?
Hey, Nate.
What?
What do you got going on tomorrow?
I don't know. It depends on my mood. Depends on my boss's attitude, too, when I get up in the morning.
Wait, I thought you don't work with your boss on Sunday.
On the house.
Oh, okay. I got you. Dude, I'm really getting sick and tired of this. I'm gonna have to freaking call T-Mobile or whatever it is.
Oh, because so I need to. I should probably test it. I'm running the live. I can go on. I can send my cell phone right now. My phone updated today.
Pizza cutting amateur.
If it's going to do the same thing.
Later, Nate.
Remember, I tested it the other day on your live stream, and it was fine for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it has a 1 minute timeout. So
Yeah, see, because you're running the stream now, you can't tell because it won't do it when you're running it.
I'm not on my phone.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah.
Later, Nate.
Later, Nate.
Phone right now. And I'm moving it muted and everything. And I'm moving it. I'm gonna.
Oh,
wasn't muted completely. There we go. Fix that.
Was Salty in the stream at all?
No.
Wow, it brought me in instantly. It didn't even ask if I wanted to come in. It just brought me in. That's weird.
So Salty never joined the stream?
No, I guess he wasn't.
Uh-uh.
No, I haven't seen him one time.
He's in the bushes. Get your hand out of your ass, Salty.
He's too busy rubbing it to a nub.
He's too busy smelling it after he pulled it out.
A nub? He can't rub it to a nub.
He can only rub the nub to no existence.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He keeps thinking,
I can't test it because it's got me running the stream on my phone too.
Yeah.
So I can't test it. So I'm just going to drop.
He can only rub it down to a clit.
Electronic.
Wait, you should be able to go on a YouTube side, Pinks.
Oh, YouTube side's fine, but I'm saying I tried to come into the stream again as myself
Oh, okay. On a panel, you mean?
on the panel to see if it would do it, but it's it put me in charge of it too. So I was running the stream from both places, which is weird. I didn't think
Bama,
that.
Yeah.
what's your outside temperature that you got that garage door open? Did we just lose somebody?
Yeah, me.
Hold on, let me see.
But I'm not. Why is it not?
Use plastic gauge to be on the safe side. 4 blue.
91. I don't think you need to. You don't really need to unless you're changing stuff. And since all you're changing is the bearings, then I say no. If it had standard bearings in it or fucking 10 bearings, just order the same size and order a quality bearing. I recommend King or, yep. And I'll tell you a secret. If you order Engine Tech bearings, they are King race bearings.
Really?
Yes.
I know that.
Yes. Don't forget, I used to own the engine shop.
Ain't nothing wrong with plastic gauge no matter what, but it is a pain in the ass to use.
It's just not necessary when you're taking a good running engine apart and putting a good running engine back together. All you're doing is re-bearing in it.
Oh, I
So fine.
understand. I'm just saying I've used them before, and they're just a pain in the ass to use, but they're
Yeah.
great to have. They're easy, but a pain in the ass all at the same time. Because you got to do things more than once. Because you got to do things twice.
What's the verdict, Bama?
71.
Outside?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me check mine.
Oh, that's cooler than me.
Warmer than here.
I'm at
59.
74.
I'm at 58, I believe.
I
Yeah,
have no
59.
clue what it is here.
cloudy.
I got 59.
74 and it feels like 80. Okay, no.
Ooh, I can take my car out again tomorrow. It's supposed to be decent tomorrow.
It's gonna be hot as balls later. Again. All week it's been like this.
I think maybe I should go to the range
here
tomorrow.
for bearings
That's what I should
around
do.
here.
I
Our
should
steel
take- I
tower.
should take my car and my guns and go to the range tomorrow and shoot off some rounds.
Either one is good. Either one of those is good, but make sure you get the tri-coat aluminum style bearings and not the Babbitt.
Mm. I like Levite. I've used them. I've never used Sold Power.
Soul Power's fine.
I've never used it, is all I'm saying.
Right. Clevelite is fine. Sealed Power's fine. You can trust that they're good sizing. They're not going to send you a 0 and it actually be a 1. Their bearings are usually quality control real well. But don't get the Babbitt. Get the tri-coat aluminum style bearing.
Good to know. That is always good information to know. I've always gone with King bearings if at all possible.
So the bearings in my 408 stroker are steel with Teflon coating.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
And they're heat treated. They're steel and heat treated to the point to where they're actually black and blue and purple. And then they're Teflon coated on the journal side.
Really?
Yep.
I wouldn't think Teflon would handle the heat.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, that gets really hot right there. That is one spot that gets super hot.
That's why I paid $400 for my bearings.
Was MJI in Gary's stream earlier?
Yes, he was.
So did Gary mention anything about
Yes,
paying
he
him
did.
a visit or giving him a phone call?
Oh, constantly for like 5 minutes worth. Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. I was telling Gary, I was like, man, when MJI heard that, he's probably like, fucking son of a fucking bitch. It's like, no, I got a moral dilemma, and I don't need a moral dilemma right now.
Was it about Brandy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants that car,
I
dude.
would just say I'm not selling. Brandywine's too beautiful. I wouldn't sell. I'd never sell that car.
MJI is going to sell it. I mean, if Mach 1 hands him the chunk of money, he's going to take it.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't do it. It's too damn beautiful.
Yeah.
That paint job is so nice. The car is awesome. And I haven't seen it in almost a year.
Yeah.
And it's still in the forefront of my mind. It's one of the first cars I really, really, like, when I saw it, was like, wow.
So what is the color itself? What is it?
Candy Brandy Wine Red, I believe it's called.
Something like that.
Okay.
It's such a nice color.
You get out of your cheesecake. I'm like you.
But it's like, I saw Sublime's car and that was a wow car. But when I saw that Fox body for the first time in the sunlight, and I'm like, holy crap, that is beautiful.
He said he can't sell that car.
Yeah, he can't. It's just, it's so nice.
Isaiah would run away from home, I think.
I think you might too, and follow the car.
Well, if he doesn't run away from home, he'll definitely be disowning his dad.
Hey, little Boosted, how you doing?
What's up, little boosted?
So
It is 1:20 in the morning. What are you doing awake?
Yeah, I was say, what's he doing up?
It's Saturday night. He ain't got school tomorrow.
I know.
So 91, I spent money on that 408 stroker back when I owned my engine shop. So, $400 $450 for piston rings, $400 for main and rod bearings, you know, $1,000 for camshaft and lifters. It was stupid. $1,000 for a set of pistons. I was fucking retarded, man. I wanted to overbuild it since I had the ability to do that, and that's how come I have a $25,000 into a fucking 700 horse motor, a push rod motor.
Oh,
Oh, 4Blue, I forgot to send you that video. Hold on, let's see how long it'll take me now that I'm on my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I don't recommend doing that because see, here's the deal. If I knew then what I know now, I'd have like a 1800 horse 5.44 valve for less money.
for less money.
For way less money. Fuck yeah. For
about
huh? No, even less than that. You can do 1,1400 horse on $5,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, you know, and I'm not talking about a one weekend type of 1,1400 horse. I'm talking stay together, reliable style 1,1400 horse. Because here's the thing. The block is strong as shit. It's been tested to 3,000, a 5.4 4-valve out of like a Lincoln Navigator. The block is made out of cast iron diesel, out of diesel cast iron. The block has been tested to 3,000 horsepower and been okay. The crank has been tested to 2,000 horsepower without even being heat treated or nitrate coated or any of that shit. It's been taken to 2,000 horsepower season after season and stay together. Okay. The heads are ginormous, and with some mild porting, they are monstrous. So they say rods, pistons, and cams, and then boost will make 2,000 horsepower with the proper hardware, injectors, and a really good boost system and tune.
Quit.
Huh?
I was talking to my dog. I'm sorry.
Can I send you pictures of the bearings and rings I'm going to buy before I order them? Yep. No problem.
I just want to make sure you saw it.
Yep.
Holy Jesus, how do we have 10 comments all of a sudden?
What's that?
So,
What'd you say, Sublime?
It's like I went to go send 4Blue video and I come back and there's 10 comments.
Oh,
so,
She said, what? Oh my God.
yeah, so,
said what?
yeah, I got fucking sidetracked. All right, so the cams are the same price if you go stage 1 or stage 5 or custom grind. They're still $1,400 no matter what. So if you get stage 1 or custom grind, still $1,400. So, of course, if you're gonna do custom cams for $1,400, you might as well go with the nastiest fucking things you can, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I mean, if we're gonna throw boost at it and try to make 12 or 1,400 horse, I might as well. I'm spending 1,400.
At it, yes, but if you're not throwing boost at it, you don't want to do that because you've got no low end.
Right. Well, these 5.4s have a 4 and an 1/8 inch stroke stock,
Okay.
so they've got stroke, you know, and so rods and pistons, $2,500 on a good set of rods and pistons, and now your short block is good to 2,000 horse.
On your nose.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And, you know, some home porting, which I have access to. You know, I know a guy.
You know a guy. Well, that's all.
And,
I got a gay.
yep, I got a guy. And $600 for a Super Victor style intake. that'll run injection, and they have been using the stock exhaust manifold spun around backwards on these things and making 12, 15, 1600 horse with turbos on stock exhaust manifolds, just flip forward. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I see
So,
that all the time. I see people do that on all the time.
Yep. And these people are using, all right. So my long block is already capable of 2000 horse now with some home porting, some good rods and pistons, ARP stuff, and then a set of cams for $1,400. Then of course another 600 for springs. I'm already capable of making 2K. Not saying I am going to make 2K, but I'm capable of it depending on the boost and the tune and the injectors and shit. So there's so many possibilities on it. You know what I mean? And for what I have into that push rod motor, that stroker motor that's going to make 750 natural aspirated before the nitrous, I could have done for the $25,000. I could have made 1,500 horse reliably.
Oh.
Okay, so 4 Blue,
What?
Mark, Inks, and Bama. I sent you a video. It's a 41-second video.
I just watched it.
Dude, I went to go use the bathroom and talk about being in the right place. Did you listen to the volume on it?
I heard it a little bit. I could hear it.
Dude, you got to turn the volume up for that.
I was keeping it low because I didn't turn my mic down, so I have to go back to it.
You'd actually, what's weird? Oh yeah, you have your phone separate from your thing. Yeah. But yeah, Bama, check it out. It's pretty cool.
Okay, I'm gonna mute for a second.
I'll probably knock myself off.
Well, let's come back on.
I'm not gonna eat these 2 green ones. I don't want to know what they are.
Oh, screw this! I'm just gonna leave my mic open and let y'all hear it too. That was.
It didn't come to me as a video. It came to me as a picture.
It's a link. You got to download it.
Oh.
You usually have to download it to watch it. It's a 41-second video, so it should only take about a second to download it.
It won't let me.
Really?
Listen to that. You hear it, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those things look and sound amazing.
4 Blue's like, fuck.
I'm not eating these 2
That's a
green
nice
ones because
gasser,
they
too,
look
man.
like
Blue, you should have gotten a link.
Yeah, mine came in as a link.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
That's pretty badass. I'm sorry, I had to share that. Once I heard it the first time, I was like, screw it. I'm gonna turn on my mic and play it again.
4 Blue, I'm gonna try resending it to you.
It's a gasser and it's badass, but it's not.
The other one's a Galaxy 500.
It's yeah.
Yeah. I would love to have a Galaxy 500.
I wouldn't mind having either of those cars. Sounding like that, fuck yeah.
Oh, maybe 4 Blue got it to work. Is that why he's quiet?
I don't know.
Unless he pulled a
He's probably
Sublime.
watching.
No,
He's still there. He's probably just watching it.
I don't know.
I can't believe I'm doing it and didn't knock myself off.
Here, MJI, I'll send it to you too. Since I have the Rolodex. Let's use the power of the Rolodex.
Oh, the power of the Rolodex. The Spinadex.
Exclamation point.
Where's MJI?
He's in the M category.
Yeah, I'm in the M's. I got so many M's, dude. It's ridiculous.
You and me.
What the hell?
I'm not gonna eat. These are freaking look like
MA, MC, MI,
MI.
MK. Wait, MJ. What the hell? Dude, I always have a hard time. There he is.
Do you have him as MJI?
So,
Yeah, MJI 83 GT Mike.
Yeah, see, I usually put people by their real names and then put a tag at the end of the name so I know who they are.
I don't call any of you by your real name anyway. I just call you by your handle.
I
Send it to Victor
do
too, he
too,
says.
but
Okay, hold on.
I have
Hold on.
your phone number as your real name, Blue, but I have Ford Blue at the end of it. It's just the way I do things. It's a
Victor.
I
Roger,
understand. So Sublime, do you know what kind of car the gasser is?
No. Tell you the truth, I really didn't even try and look because I was just in
Does
awe of the
anybody
fact that it
does
was a
anybody
gasser.
know what that gasser is?
it's a Fairlane, isn't it?
No.
No, not a Fairlane, but a oh my god.
Comet?
No, it's not a Comet. Doesn't look like a Comet. Was it a Falcon?
Mm-mm. Yes. 61 to 64, 63.
Okay.
61 to 63 Comet or Falcon, I mean.
So I was trying to. I knew it was somewhere in that area, and my brain just. I've been drinking tonight, guys.
Yeah, that's
You
a
see how
Galaxy
that
500, Mark.
I got the
Yeah, the Galaxy is a 63 or 64 Galaxy.
Yeah,
I've also got a video where I walk up to it with the engine down and it not running, but I do a much better walk around to the car and show you the back of it and everything.
well, the Galaxy I recognized almost instantly. But the other one I had a little trouble with, but it was a gasser, and they always throw me off when they're built like gassers because they aren't sitting normal.
Yeah, I got a decent amount of video today.
You see how that gasser was sitting? I'm hoping my Fairlane sits like that.
I'm hoping your Fairlane sits like that. And see, I think that's why I said Fairlane a minute ago because that's what you're building.
As soon as I get in this house, that's going to be one of my first fucking things is get that solid axle underneath the front of that bitch.
Looking like that. Oh my god.
Yep.
That's just a beast.
That is one of the projects that will be front and center.
I love watching gassers go down the track together. It's just fun to watch.
So, and I think I'm going to do forward-facing headers on the gasser with fender. I think so. I think I'm going to do.
Fender exit?
I think so. Yes, fender exit. But this is what I'm thinking. Most gassers are fender well style headers that go out the back of the fenders. You know what I mean?
You're thinking I think tires.
I'm thinking. I want to try something different, and I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm thinking equal length long tube into an X pipe out the front fenders.
Out the side, right?
Yes.
Now, the reason they usually go back is so they don't get any air coming into them because that
right
on your scavenging. And you want good scavenging, and equal pipes helps that. Equal length, it really helps that.
And so will the X pipe.
Yeah, X pipe helps it more so than the H pipe, but H pipes sound better.
Right. And what I'm hoping for is what I'm thinking is fuel cell in the trunk because I have to move the tank and everything anyway because of the mini tub and the leaf spring inboard location. So I'm thinking. And this is my plan that's spinning around in my head at like 200 miles an hour. Fuel cell in the trunk and radiator under the back. And then I have a ton of room in the front to run all the exhaust and the X pipe and stuff. And then out the fender.
Full radiator in the back underneath with fans on it.
Yep.
That's fine as long as it's only going down a track once every now and then. If you're going to ever try and drive it for too far, that doesn't work very well.
So, and here's the plan with that. Slope the radiator, angle the radiator down a little bit in the front, and put a fan on as a blower and also fans as suckers.
You just need the blowers. 2 blowers work fine.
Okay.
You do a blower as long as it's angled enough. How high is your car going to be sitting?
In the front, I say the front bumper will be 18 inches, 20 inches off the ground, and the back bumper will be probably if it sets the way I want it to, about 12 inches off the ground.
Okay, so you'll be able to get enough angle on your radiator to actually get airflow through it. So,
Right. And maybe even throw a,
and you're talking behind the rear end, right?
yes.
Okay, that could work. I've seen it done, and drivable at that point, because generally if you put them in the rear like that, and if you don't angle them right or get enough airflow across them, they're only good for like drag strip.
And then the other thing I was thinking is on the side of the radiator up to the bottom of the car, close off the sides so as it can't just go wind over it to where any wind
Forced air.
has to flow through the radiator.
Forced air, yeah.
Like a scoop, yes.
Yeah, basically
And
they're on the front of new cars now.
and then I would have no problem having room in the front to do equal length headers and an X pipe in front of the engine.
You should have no problem either. What engine are you putting in that?
It's a 351 Windsor stroker, 408 stroker.
You shouldn't have any problem anyway. You've got a ton of room up front on that thing. A ton.
So, for Blue,
I mean,
What?
the video I'm about to send you is a close walk-up of the Galaxy and a really close walk-up of the engine with that gasser's hood open.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for it to download now. We're at 78%.
nice. Yeah, it's I wouldn't think if you went to electric fans instead of the actual old school clutch fan that would be on those originally, you should have a ton of room even with the radiator up front.
Right.
If I'm remembering that engine bay correctly, it's been a while since I've been in one of those cars or seen one, but they have a lot of room.
It hasn't been that long since you've seen one because it's the same as my Comet.
I meant in person, up close.
Oh.
Working on it, doing anything to it to actually gauge things, because on video,
Right.
it's completely different than they do in real life. I know they've got a ton of room. A 351 doesn't take up that much room because it's not an overhead cam engine, which take up more room. But front to back, it doesn't take up a lot as long as it's sitting in the normal position. If you get rid of the old school clutch fan and you go to two sucking fans on the back of the radiator, electric, or you can put pushers in the front, but it's not recommended because they block off the airflow. You should have plenty of room to do that without moving the radiator too much. Maybe move it
Right.
a little bit if you can. I wouldn't think you'd have the problem to do the equal length with an X pipe, but I don't know exactly how long that would be. But it shouldn't be that long. And as far as X pipe goes, you're just basically going to make a cross pipe.
Right.
The front fenders, that little tail in front of the wheels.
Right. Put bull horns on it.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Even with the radiator up front, I wouldn't think it would be. I mean, I can't do the measurements right now, but I wouldn't think it would be. I think you'd be able to leave the radiator up front where it would get better cooling.
That's what I'm going to try for.
Okay.
But I'm super willing to go rear mount.
Always good to have a backup plan. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
Plenty of people do it. I've seen them put radiators in so many weird places. So.
Hey, real quick, the video I'm sending you guys, watch all the way to the end. The Eleanor is at the end of that video.
So one of my buddies told me not to put the radiator under, that if I put the radiator inside the trunk and put the fuel tank under the car, the fuel cell under the car and the radiator in the trunk, then I can vent it to where it cools better because it won't be getting any hot air from underneath the car or outside. But I didn't know really how well that would work.
Asked to do that, you have to vent it from the top. In fact, it helps if you put scoops on your the top of your car and funnel them down in, and then you have to open up the back end of your trunk because you have to have fuel out too. You got to be
right.
Slow. You're gonna have to cut a huge hole in the back of that thing. You don't really want to do that. So
right.
You put it up front or you put it underneath. The hot air coming underneath is nowhere near as bad as dealing with what all you would have to do to put it in the trunk.
See, and that's how I thought about it too.
Now, if you want to go trunkless, where you take the trunk off, the trunk lid off, you can do that. But without taking that trunk lid off, it's such a pain in the ass. I've seen people
Right.
try to do that, and they gave up on it because it was so much work, and it was going to destroy the look of their car so much they went underneath.
Yeah, and 4Blue. That's that video I sent you. That's the one with the that goes underneath the hood of the gasser.
Well, I'll go check it out.
Let's see what we got here. How long is this video?
2 minutes and 41 seconds.
I'm going to watch this one later, then, most likely.
You
Yeah.
can fast forward through the Lambo part.
Huh?
You can fast forward through the Lambo part.
Really? You've seen a ton of these?
It's got an Eleanor with a Gen 2 Coyote with a Roush 2.3 with a big old bottle of nitrous in the trunk at the end.
See it better. Ooh, that Galaxy is sweet looking up close.
I told you I had some good walk-up video of it.
Oh,
It's like Pete.
Bama,
Man,
did you
this
see
thing's
it?
taking forever to download.
yeah, mine took a little while too.
Yeah, this is where we test how good people's Wi-Fi is. If you got good Wi-Fi, you could download it in probably 30 seconds. If you got crappy Wi-Fi, it's going to take about a minute or two.
The slowness on mine is my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is fast as hell in this house. It's my internet connection to the Wi-Fi.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but my battery's at 26% on my phone.
You still got
I already got mine.
Oh, what is it? Devilfish? Is that what that says? Or devilish? Okay, devilish. I can't.
What?
I'm
All right, gentlemen, I got to go.
Oh,
I enjoyed it.
I love those.
What?
And those. That's badass look.
The tennis balls?
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
say you're out, Bama?
Yeah, I got to go.
Hey, later, Bama. Thanks
Later,
for coming.
Bama.
All right.
Watch that video, brother.
Later, dude.
I already got it.
All right, man.
All right, later.
Later.
He's like peanut butter.
The Eleanor with the Coyote with the, is that a Roush on top?
Roush 2.3, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's funny, I walk around to the back of the car and I said, it's even got the giggle juice. And the guy, I don't know if he's never heard that phrase or if he hadn't heard it in a long time, he freaking got a good chuckle out of the giggle juice phrase.
Oh, giggle juice. Yeah, nice, man. That's what the dentist used to use. They may still. I don't know. Never had it. I've always had the numbing. I've never had the I've never had the gas.
Victor, MJI, Mark, did you guys get that link I sent you? I'm assuming you did.
Yeah,
He's like a melon.
I want to build equal length long tubes.
That is badass. I like those long tubes coming out, or the long tubes coming off that Falcon. They were badass. And white too. They were in white. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
Did that video download for you at 4Blue or no?
I came back here, so I don't know. It's at 49%.
Oh, okay.
Well, it doesn't help that he's on this for live stream and downloading. That slows it down
Okay.
Yeah.
because he's doing dual things, whereas my phone is not on the live stream. So
I'm on the live stream. Mine did pretty. I actually downgraded my internet speed recently.
really, why would you?
Yeah,
do
I had the second best, but figured one of my kids is gone, so not as much juice being drawn, so I could probably afford it down. It's still a really good rate, whatever I have. I forget what it is, but I mean, it's still really good speed.
I
It's
want
just
my
not-
1 gig back. That's what I want. I want my 1 gig up and down.
Damn, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
I can
Yeah, I
get
know.
10,
It's about time for me to hang
10G
this thing up. I've
Wi-Fi,
been going for
but I
3
have to
hours
switch
now.
to Comcast. I'm not doing that. That's too much. It's like too much money. I don't want that. These people can kiss my butt. Sooner or later, they're getting switched.
Yeah, I want to see 4Blue's reaction when he sees that gasser motor.
Oh yeah, that's
Here.
badass.
I'm just now at 71%.
We'll wait. I have enough energy left to wait for you to download it and start watching.
This hour brought to you by Slow Mo.
Yeah.
Slow Mo Wi-Fi, bro. Sponsor of 4Blue Gauge.
I just don't have my Wi-Fi turned on because
No, I'm just messing
it'll
with you,
also
bro.
want to download. It'll also want to download all my updates.
Yes.
Oh.
UFO Wi-Fi by Ford
Send it
Blue.
to Ford Blue. He can fix. It'll fix.
Lamborghini Orange. That was yes. That I actually said that MGI in the video. Said, "Here you go, boosted. Here's your orange."
Yeah.
It's dude. It was weird. It's like that show had almost a car for everybody that There's a dude. There's a Mitsubishi Conquest on there, dude. Mint,
Ooh, nice.
mint.
I do
Dude,
miss
the thing was. It had to be so low miles, dude. The thing was mint. Not in that particular video, but I've got some video. A Conquest. Don't see those things.
Nope.
Yeah, got some videos, some nice cars today. A lot of Porsches, probably about 10 or 12 McLarens.
Yeah, that
Some more.
Eleanor probably cost a pretty penny.
Yeah. I didn't even go by the super garage either, dude. There's one guy that's got a garage that's got a Paisani, I think it's called, or something like that. He's got a Ferrari F40. He's got a Ford GT old school. He's got a Ford GT new school, like 19. What else did he have? Oh man.
You know, the people who had the original GTs were the first ones to be allowed to buy the new ones.
Yeah, he had a Porsche 918, and then he had also a old school Mercedes convertible, another Porsche 991. Just ridiculous, all in one garage.
Damn it. I hate him.
Yeah.
And all the money he has that he probably didn't even work hard for.
Took him 3 years to build that Eleanor, Victor. 3 years.
I had that money.
Damn.
I'm broke.
I got to think the guy that's got all those cars probably got some cushy job where he hardly has to do anything and just makes money.
Oh, dude, I was talking to the Eleanor guy about that garage, and he said, Jesus, man, I thought I made good money. This guy's freaking $10 million in that freaking garage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's either family money or something. I bet he didn't have to work for any of it.
Yeah.
It's the guys that don't have to work for it end up with those awesome cars that we just dream of and work our asses off and can never afford.
Yep.
And it's kind of bullshit the way that happens.
Yeah, I know. Silver spoon.
Eleanor. Oh yeah. Love it.
Oh, you're just watching it now?
No, MJI.
Oh.
I watched it already. I've already put my phone away. My phone's dying.
Oh, yeah.
Once it hits down to about 20%, and it was at 21, it drops.
I think 4 Blue's been watching it now. He went silent.
Yeah, he went silent. I'm hoping he's watching.
Laptop, I'm throwing you out the
Yes.
window.
So it looks like the Galaxy is a 351 Windsor base, and I didn't get a front view of the Falcon, but it looks like it's a 302 base from that side view that you got.
You're talking about the gasser?
Yep.
Well, I go right up to the motor, don't I?
Yeah, but for me, I need to be able to see the front of the engine straight in the picture to tell you if it's 302 or 351 base.
Oh,
because I got to be able to see. Well,
the way that gasser hood popped open, it was hard to get a view from the front of the motor.
Right, but on a 302, if you know 302s very well, the lower thermostat housing bolt you can't get to with the socket on a 302 or 289. You have to use a wrench, and on a 351 engine you can use a socket. So then I couldn't tell that on the gasser.
There's other ways to tell from just that.
Well, when you don't get a good picture, when you can't,
there's multiple ways to look at it from the front. I can't tell from the side hardly at all.
Right.
From the front, it's easier because I can look at the castings and the way they sit.
And the Galaxy is 351 based.
Right.
The Falcon, I can't tell if it was 351 or 302 base.
I wasn't really looking to see what they were. I just was looking to see how nice they looked.
I can tell you they're both Ford powered.
Yeah, yeah. And what did you think of that gasser's tubes? Its headers, the
It
white.
was beautiful.
Yeah.
The tennis balls sitting on top of them.
Oh, on the intakes, yeah, that was cool. But the headers were what got me the most. I love that white on the headers. It's something you don't see a lot.
Yeah, things are badass, man.
They stand out. That's for damn sure. But yeah, those pipes coming into the carburetors were beast too.
Mm-hmm.
That's just that doesn't give you any improvement on anything other than how it looks. It really doesn't.
Those long stacks like that, they worked for high RPM really well.
Yeah, but for the most part, they aren't that much of an improvement. Other than they really have better. It's more for looks than anything, in my opinion.
Right.
I mean, yes, they give a slight improvement at high RPM, but that's it. And it's better, if you're doing long runners, it's better on an injected car than it is on a carbureted car.
Yeah, but was that an injected Hillborn setup or a carbureted Hillborn setup?
Carbureted.
That looked completely
It
carbureted.
had two carburetors on a high-rise manifold.
That's right. I wasn't even looking at it that close, I guess. I was paying more attention to the front of the motor.
I was looking at the carburetors, trying to figure out which ones they were.
Yeah, it's got two black carburetors on it. That's right. With red fuel lines.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying those long intakes don't do that much good.
Right. They actually probably didn't do nothing on that.
But they look really cool.
How interactive of a live stream is this where I can send pretty much every person in the chat and the people on the panel freaking some cool videos, some cool cars to look at.
I like it. You're saying Galaxy 351 then, J.I.? What led you to the 351 conclusion on the gasser?
He's saying the gasser's got a 351.
Yeah, he said both of them are 351. How'd you decide that the gasser was 351 based?
I'd have to go back and look at it and actually concentrate to know for sure. I wasn't really paying that much attention to it other than how cool it looked. Oh, intake is higher than distributor. Okay.
Yeah, that would be yep.
MJI dropping knowledge.
Yep. I didn't even think about that. I
didn't either.
Because I'm not an engine builder. I just look at them and like them. And I've only rebuilt a couple of them. I've never rebuilt the 351. I've only rebuilt 302s. Okay, Ford Blue. Damn it.
Same difference.
Yeah. I need to get to sleep anyways. I had to get up early and make phone calls today to reschedule my stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's been 3 hours that I've been on after Mach 1's live. It is now almost 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Closed.
Yep.
All right, guys. I fare you bid well, farewell. I bid you farewell.
Fucking another Joe Biden Jr.
See, this is what happens when I go for more than 20 minutes without the glory hole.
Oh shit!
All right, guys.
Good evening. I'm going to end this broadcast. Everybody in the chat, have a good night. It's been fun.